My people, my people. How are you? Hope you guys doing good out there, man. Hope you guys having a great Thanksgiving holiday. I know I am. I know I am after this win. Let me know if the mic sound decent to you guys, man. If the music is too loud, let me know how you feel. Roll Tide to everybody out there, man. Let me know if the music is too loud or if everything sound copa damn steady. You know what I'm saying? Let me make sure. Let me make sure. Yeah. Why I can't? Oh man, I'm tripping. I ain't got no. Hold on. Where my specs at, man? No, I can't see. Roll Tide to everybody out there, man. Roll Tide, man. Happy Thanksgiving to you too, Chris from New Jersey, man. Much love to you. Man, I can't even see. I'm tripping. Let me get professional. There we go. Yeah. Roll Tide, man. Roll damn Tide to everybody out there, man. You know what I'm saying? Much love to everybody out there, man. Much love. Good to see you guys tapping in, man. I really appreciate y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? Big Iron Bowl win, man. Right? Big Iron Bowl win, man. Really excited. Anytime you can put belt to Auburn's ass, it's a good day. Right? Shout out to my brother Bear in the chat. What's up, Bear? What's up, my broski? Shout out to Janet. Let's see what we got. Janet, what's up, Janet? What's going on with you, Janet? How you doing? Coach Sean, you made it one. Yeah, it's crazy, man. Thank you to everybody who subscribed to my little channel. I appreciate y'all, man. More than you know. Thank you. Continue to help me out, man. I really appreciate all of you. You know what I'm saying? You guys are why we do this. You guys are awesome, and we appreciate you more than you could ever possibly know. Shout out to Janet and Roll Tide to my sis Janet. Roll Tide to my sis also Kimberly. What's up, Kimberly? Thank you, Kimberly. I appreciate you, man. I ain't been doing this for a few months, but thank you so much, Kimberly. I appreciate you more than you know, girl. Good to see you for sure. KT. What up, KT? What going on with you, girl? How you feeling and how you doing? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Roll Tide to you, KT, man. Hope your trip and travels was okay. Hope everything was well for you. And good to see you, girl. Good to see you, man, for sure. You know what I'm saying? Goof, what it is, homie. What's cracking with your Goof? How you doing and how you feeling? Roll Tide to you, brother. You know what I'm saying? Roll Tide to Scott. What's up, Scott? How you feeling? How you doing, man? Kimberly Roll Tide. Joe Croons, what it is, Joe? How you doing? Roll Tide to you, man. Janet Roll Tide, you already know. Chris from New Jersey, what's up with you, bro? Yeah, bro. Anytime you can put that belt, boom, bring in my brother, Coach Al. Roll Tide, Coach Al.
What's up, brother?
What's up with you,
Everybody.
man? How you feeling? How you
I'm doing
doing, brother? Good to see you, man. Just shouting out to everybody, man. You know
okay.
what I'm saying? That's my brother OG Coach Al,
Yeah, what's up,
my counterpart, my brother, my broski from another Moski.
shout
That's my
about
brother Piano Man. He in the house. He up here kicking it with us, doing his thug thizzle on this night that we defeated the Auburn War Eagles. I
oh,
mean the Auburn Tigers or the Auburn War Tigers, or whatever the hell their mascot is this week. I don't really care, right? Shout out to Sweet Home Alabama, Sweet Home Bama 24, Roll Tide, broski. Clemson stuff. Yeah, I know, right? I know it's gonna be crazy because a couple of people lost, man. Chris from New Jersey, as I said, doing this thing, man. Darius, what it is, bro? What's going on, man? A lot of turnovers tonight. I still, this team is not. Yeah, man. Hey, Darius, we're gonna get into that just in a second, Darius. You right, man. It's tough, Darius. It's tough, bro. Darkwing Duck, what's up, bro? Roll Tide to you, man. Good to see you, man. Scott, my brother Goof, Bino, what's up, bro? Roll motherfucking tide. You already know, man. Travelpreneur, home team, what it is, my broski. What's up, Travel? Good to see you, bro. For sure, for sure. Jeremy, what's up with you, homie? How you doing, brother? Good to see you, man. Doing Thug Thizzles, doing our thing in here, man. The truth will always be in the details, man. My broski bear regulating the chat. All my brothers down there doing their thing, man. Katrina, what's up, girl? Good to see you. How you doing? And how you feeling? It's good to see you. Thank you, man. Roll Tide to you, Katrina. So good to see you, man. Kimberly doing her thing as usual. Roll Tide to my sis, man. Toughest Nails, what's up, bro? How you feeling and how you doing, man? Happy Thanksgiving to you too, Chris. For sure, man. Eric D. RMFT. You already know what that means, man. Roll Tide to my brother Eric D, man. Much love, Eric D. Love you, ED, for sure. Greg Browse, what's up, Greg? Yeah, man. We're in the Iron Bowl, keeping Auburn from getting the bowl game. Yeah, that's a good day right there, Greg. That's a good ass day right there, Greg, for sure. Kimberly, what's up, girl? KT, what's up, girl? Roll Tide, man. You already know all my Brosi car conversations. Roll Tide, car. Roll Tide, good to see you. Roll Tide, man. It's a good day. Anytime you can put belt to ass, Auburn's ass. Yes. Jeremy, you know what I'm saying? YouTube user, even turned about. Yeah, I know, man. Them turnovers about to drive me and Al and them crazy, bro. We was losing our minds, bro. You know what I'm saying? Lee, yeah. What's up with you, Lee? How you doing? Good to see all of you in the chat, man. Jason, what's up with you, bro? Good to see you. Roll Tide to you, Jason Bernard, man. Big Bama, what's up with you, man? Good to see you guys, man. Thank you for tapping in, man. We really appreciate y'all, man. Kendall, what it is, homie? How you doing, brother? Good to see you, man. Roll Tide to you, man. Everybody loves Ebony. What's up with you, E? How you doing? If anybody know what my home girl is, Ebony Carter, please tag her and tell her to bring that ass here today. We got to talk about Ohio State. Tell her bring that ass here. We got to talk to my sister, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody loves Ebony. What's up with you, E? How you doing, girl? Good to see you, man. Mike Jones, what up with you, man? Yeah, KD need to keep calling them then, because that second half was really good. You know what I'm saying? Chasing the Bass, what's up with you, Chasing the Bass? How you doing, man? First time I've seen Milrow play bad and good at the same time, bro. Had 3 turnovers and 3 touchdowns. Yeah, it's an experience watching our offense, man. We're gonna talk about that here in about 2 minutes. Jason is in here. Eric D is in here. Goof is in here. Veronica L. What's up with your Riddick? Did all that talking, had 0 tackles. Yeah, that's the thing about football. This ain't basketball where I could be great and have four people and we still win. This is football. If you don't do your job, you're gonna lose this game. And that's a whole fact. That's why I don't like doing a lot of talking about football, bro. Because you could be great. If your teammate don't do his job, you still get belt put to your ass. That's football. You know what I'm saying? KT said piano man. You know what I'm saying? Agent 40. Shout out to KT for sure, man. That's the sis right there, man. Agent 47. What's up? We need SMU to beat Clemson. Yeah. What's up, Dwight? What's going on with you, Dwight? How you doing, bro? Dwight says 2 minute turnovers came. Man, you ain't lying. We about to talk about that, Dwight. We about to talk about that, bro. Big homie Piano Man is in here right here on the panel doing his thing. Joe Willie is in here, man. Hey, everybody, man. No J Speed, man. Roll Tide Rise Up. What's up with your Roll Tide Rise Up, man? Good to see you, brother. I ain't seen you in a while, man. Good to see you, bro. Good to see you, man. For sure. Buck, what's up with your Buck? How you doing, Buck, man? Good to see you, Buck. It's my boy right there, man. Good to see you, Buck, man. Got to get you in the blue, Buck. Hold you just hold real tight, Buck. We got you covered, bro. Car conversations, goof. You know what I'm saying? Everybody up in here, man. Much love to you, man. Matt Farm, what's up, Matt? You know what I'm saying? How you doing, Matt? Good to see you, man. And my brother Larry Lodge, man. Got you covered too, Matt. You just be hold on real tight, Matt. Got you covered, brother. So let's hop right into it, man. Let's hop right into it, bro. Coach Al, a tale of two halves, man.
Oh,
Right? Still a lot to be desired, brother. Let me
right.
just say this, Coach Al, before I get to you, you and Piano Man, bro. I know we're gonna have some other guests come. Let
Yeah.
me just say this really quickly, brother. And this is my superlative, really quickly. I'm gonna give a big shout out to Malachi Moore, bro. I want to
So,
give a big shout out to Malachi Moore because Malachi Moore's out there playing real football. He didn't give a
sir.
damn And when his team and I got look, man, I don't usually get emotional on football watching it, not to the point where I'm breaking stuff and tearing up. But when dude had Devontae Smith and wouldn't let him go, and the flag was on us, oh, I went stupid. I went stupid. My household was looking at me like, you all right? The man, I know how it is to be on the opposite sideline and the whole team trying to take a little stepping on your feet and taking cheap shots at you and talking crazy. And we get the penalty. We get the penalty. Oh, I went stupid. The SEC is by far the worst referees in the NCAA.
Say
Shout
that
out to
again.
Malachi.
Say
They
that
the
again.
worst, man. They the worst, brother. Like
Please
they
say
the
that.
worst. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Malachi Moore. And let me say this before I get to Coach Al. Watching our offense hurts my ears sometimes. You ain't catch it. Don't let that go over your head. Watching our offense hurt my ears sometimes, man. Hurt my ears sometimes, right? Sometimes we do so well, and sometimes we so dadgum unfundamental. It is tough to watch, bro. And here's the bad thing: those turnovers, right? If we play a good team, somebody that can really score, we'd have been in some trouble. You cannot turn the ball over 4 times, man, under
That's
no
right.
circumstances, right?
Right.
So,
Right.
that's how I feel about it, man. Coach Al, give me your thoughts, man.
We win. And anytime we win against Auburn, man, that's a good day.
Facts, man. Facts.
We always want more, man. I wish we had put up a couple more scores, just to really make a statement, some style points and everything, But the turnovers, we overcame 4 turnovers, man. That's at home. On top of that, against a
That's
guy,
rare.
who own turnover machine, who's Peyton Thorne, and all you gotta do is put a little pressure on him. He's gonna chunk it up, and we kind of backed off of that. Womack kind of backed off of that. I like the idea that we kind of committed to the run game a little bit more with the running backs.
Yeah.
That was what I would like to see our guys kind of pound the rock a little bit and press the hole, so that we can start laying on people and pounding on people and pounding. Get 2-3 yards in the first half, that turned to 5-6 yards in the second half. That's moving the chains, run the football. Quarterback never has to run the football. The running backs, start rotating and get them sweat up and getting the feel for the flow and everything, but all in all, man, I take a lot away from this season because this is the first year coach, and he really tied the school record for the number of wins in a year. They said it on the commentary tonight. Normally I listen to the radio broadcast, but I listen to the TV broadcast tonight, and that's a serious statistic. We can just step away from it all. This is the first year coach winning 9 games, and with a bowl game could win 10 games. We was chatting during the game, Coach. And just think about this for a second. $30 million roster lost to Michigan today.
Facts.
Okay. And the guy in the backfield back there in the secondary would have been a key contributor to our team this year. But he go up there and lose to Michigan. Let that sink in for a minute.
Coach Al crazy. Coach Al crazy.
You want to come back?
That Coach J. Boom, Coach J.
Trey Amos over there, Ole Miss. We had them 2 guys in the secondary, man. Think about it. So we had some chatter about that, But I'm glad for the guys that got to win. The seniors got a chance to win going out. Malachi is the first guy to win 5 Iron Bowls. All those kind of good things. So I'm all for Alabama tonight, man. We can talk about what we didn't do, obviously. We're going to talk about some of that. But this is my team. I'm riding and die with these dudes, man. And they can count us out this year. Okay.
Facts.
We ain't going nowhere, man.
All facts, man. All facts, Coach Al.
That's just what my comments, Coach. We win the game. We beat Auburn tonight. Okay.
Yeah,
we
of course.
Beat Auburn tonight. There wasn't no doubt about it. One last thing I'll say this: Booger McFarland, those guys, man, at halftime talking about Auburn dominated us. What game was he watching?
Yeah, man. I have no clue, bro.
Piano man. What game was he watching, bro?
Who said that again, Coach Al?
Booger McFarland.
Booger McFarland.
They said Auburn
yeah.
dominated.
Booger McFarland don't know his head from third base.
We ran for over 200 yards. They got like 80, and they are running football team.
He got a little haterade in his voice too. He bleed that purple and gold. You know what I'm saying? Before you go, Piano Man, shout out to my brother Coach Jay who just popped on this panel. Shout out to Coach Jay.
Hey,
Jay, what's going on with your boy?
Coach.
Got next king with a $2 super chat. Downs in the portal if they get nah, I doubt it. Not with that check he got. That was probably one of those stipulations. They ain't gonna just hand that much money out with covering all those bases. Next king, he got a nice check to go out there. I don't think he'll be going anywhere. But thank you, Next King, for that $2 super chat, man. Much love to you and roll tide for sure. But in my opinion, I don't think he'll be going nowhere. I think he got one more season. He off to the NFL anyway, right? Yeah, facts, man. Go ahead, Piano Man. My bad.
Coach, you remember what we talked about last week? Well, if I were an Ohio State fan, I got to do this, Coach. I got to do this.
Yes, sir.
If I were an Ohio State fan right about now, that's what I would be with. You lost to Michigan 4 straight times, and you paid all that money. You need a bag over your head. So, Ohio State, I got bags for you, man. I got bags for you. I got plenty of bags. And if you want me to draw some drawings on them or whatever, that will come with an extra price. Okay.
If
Now
y'all
back to
see my
more.
look, Piano Man, my bad. If y'all see my homegirl, Ebony Carter, please tell her to report and bring that ass here. Here. Right here.
Like right now.
That's my girl. Love her to death. But I need her to show up today. You know what
we're
I'm
not
saying? Go
gonna
ahead,
hop in the
Piano Man.
DM. We're not gonna hop in the DM. We're not doing that.
Hey,
No, we ain't gonna go that far. We ain't gonna go. We ain't gonna go that far.
We're not gonna do that to you if you watch it.
No, we ain't gonna do that to you. We ain't gonna do that to you. Go ahead, Piano
Coach,
Man.
I did text her and
Oh,
I
you
asked her, I
did.
texted her. I said, is Ohio State all right?
Did she respond?
Man, you know she did.
Yeah.
Listen,
Yeah.
I
Hey,
have,
Peter,
go ahead, Coach.
man, I was in Tuscaloosa over the holidays, and I was coming out headed back to Atlanta today. Man, you should have seen the traffic, Coach Sean. Man, it was from Mercedes all the way up to
For the
459
game.
loop around Birmingham. You know, right there.
Yeah.
Summer, the traffic was bagged up to there. I'm
Yeah.
headed coming back to Atlanta, right? And
This for our game, right?
hey, today, man, when I was texting
Okay.
you, yeah, I was on the road. Yeah,
Oh, okay. Okay.
incredible, man. Yeah, incredible.
For sure, man.
Anyway, I'm sorry, Peter, man. I just had to tell you that 'cause
Hey,
I'm local, man. That's my hometown. So
but that's okay. Hey, so Coach, we beat Auburn.
Yeah.
Booger McFarland, he's a Bama hater, as we all know. He's an LSU alum. He's going to automatically hate Bama no matter what. Um, but I will say this: as good as we played, there were a lot of mistakes that we made, and I know we're going to get into it. But I'm just happy for the win. As you said, I think it's 4 years in a row now that we've beaten them. 4, 5 years in a row that we've beaten them.
right, right.
But here's my thing, and I don't know if this will open up a safe way for a conversation. But in my opinion, we did not put that belt to ass good enough for me. We beat them, yeah. But my thing is, forget sportsmanship. You're sending a message to somebody that has talked smack about you, because what they get caught up in is moral victories. And they'll say, y'all just beat us by 2 touchdowns, whatever, whatever. I wanted to put 40, 50 points on the board and say, now, what's that dude's name that said that Ryan Williams wasn't all that and Jalen Milroe wasn't all that and all that kind of stuff. And the last I checked, he's still chasing Jalen Milroe. So
Yeah.
we got to be a little bit more. We got to get that softness out and let's go with it. And then turnovers, I don't even want to discuss it because that's gonna kill us. Even if we don't make the playoff and we make a bowl game, 3, 4 turnovers like that against a good team, not gonna cut.
Yeah, I figured we was gonna have some ups and downs as usual. You know what I'm saying? if you notice on my channel, I didn't even really want to talk about no playoff until we put our foot in Auburn's. You know what, Coach Jay? I agree with you, piano man. I agree with you 1,000%, man. You know what I'm saying? Um, I enjoy the win. We got to, anytime like Coach Allen, you can beat Auburn, it's a good day, right? Um, but yeah, I'm sort of glad we ain't got no game next week, man. Let's take time to do what we need to do and see what happens. Coach Jay, what you thinking?
Yeah, I'm feeling the exact same. This was kind of one of the first Iron Bowls, man, where I wasn't stressed. I just wasn't. I was not stressed out.
That's right.
Yeah.
4 turnovers did not piss me off. I'm like, like whatever. Like, you kind of, this is who we are at this point. We're a good team. We're not a great team. And so,
right.
We had some flashes here and there for us. But ultimately, hey, we got the win, 9-3. It should have been a lot worse. It should have been way worse. We should have blew this. We should have put up 30 points in this team, or at least won this game by 30 points. But yeah, I don't know. Like it is what it is. When it comes to this football team, I'm glad Jalen Murrow was able to have a good game today. I know he didn't have any touchdown passes, but I felt like he was pretty efficient, especially with the deep ball. We dropped 2 easy touchdowns.
Right.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that he was able to bounce back and play. One thing that we know about Jalen Murrow is if he's on his game, it's very hard to beat this team if he's on his game.
Yeah.
We include him in the passing attack and the rushing attack because for some reason, and I don't know why, but for some weird reason, we have made Jalen Murrow. It's like you win with him and you die with him. If he doesn't have a good game, the game's over. If he does have a great game, you're gonna win. We have made it a quarterback centric football team when this football team, it's not supposed to be like that. It's not built to be a quarterback-centric team. At least the personnel that we have on the field. This should have been a team where if you needed to rely on your run game, you can rely on your run game. You can rely on your running backs. You have 4 of them, and honestly, I will continue to die on this. So Richard Young should have got more carries. We needed a guy that can sometimes stick his nose in there.
Right.
We just don't have that guy. Jam Miller is solid, but you needed a guy that can just punish one defenders in short yardage situations and can just be that bruising back that can finish when it comes to yards after contact. And I don't know. I just it is kind of what it is at this point. I'm glad Jared Bernard was able to have a good game. I think that this might have been his final in T-Town. Ryan Williams dropped a touchdown pass. He that could have got him over the 100-yard marker. But I don't know. I mean, other than that, I just like I'm looking at recruiting. I'm looking at can we finish this class already? Like as soon as the game was over, I'm like, okay, let me take a look at this recruiting class. Let me take a look at which players can potentially hit the transfer portal because April 8th is not hit yet, ladies and gentlemen. We gotta dominate this. We gotta dominate this period. We gotta dominate this period right here. And so we'll see what happens. I'm with you, Coach Sean. I'm not even really thinking about the play. I mean, of course, there's going to be questions because Miami lost today. They choked the bet away to Syracuse. Shout to upstate New York, for them to get that win. But Miami lost today, and then obviously A&M and Texas. What happens if A&M wins? What do you do at South Carolina beat Clemson today? Does South Carolina jump Alabama? Even though we beat them, but South Carolina's had a tougher schedule. So what do you do? So. And if Indiana loses to Purdue, what do you do? And so, I don't know. I don't know what happens, man. But I'm just glad we got the win. I'm just glad we don't have to hear Auburn fans chirp. But I'm kind of with you, Piano, man. I really wish we would have stubbed the mud hole just so we can quiet some of these players and fans down. But I mean, other than that, at least we won, right? It could have been a lot worse. We could have lost this game and it would have been hell to pay for a lot of players, but at least we won.
Yeah. It would have been nice to put 40 up on him, bro.
What you say, Coach Al? Say again.
It would have been nice to put that 40 up on him. We should have. We left a lot of money on the table. And Auburn at home, man. And when at time you really needed to make a national statement that, hey, you're mentally tough. You can bounce back from a terrible loss in Norman, Oklahoma from last week. I think we just left a lot of money on the table, but this team has been some kind of enigmatic all year. But first year with the new coach, I'll take it. I know we're gonna be good next year. We're gonna be better than next year, so I'll take it.
Yeah. Yeah, me personally, man.
I got a lot to say, but I'm gonna keep it positive. I got a lot.
Yeah. I personally, I respect that. I personally, I don't think. I mean, if the good Lord see fit for this team to make it to the playoffs with controversy in front of us, so be it. But other than that, I'm sort of torn. We so inconsistent on offense, bro. I, you know, I'm not biting the nail to try to, stand at the top of the hill and wave my fist for us to get into the playoffs, man. Because truth be told, if you want the truth, just from my humble opinion, if we had played a team with a decent offense, and I mean just a halfway decent offense, we'd have been in some trouble tonight with 4 turnovers, right?
Right.
Unfortunately for us, we played a garbage Auburn team that can't score. That offense is utterly terrible, right? Just to be honest. And but anytime you can beat the and something else I noticed that their fans was doing an extra lot of, I'm that Tennessee guy, right? Auburn is like a little gnat in my ear. I don't even really care about them at all. But they did a lot of talking this week, man. I seen a lot of confidence coming out the barn this week. A lot of confidence. Like some of the Auburn fans I knew was really doing a lot of talking this week. I was like, okay, so you done found you some. Okay, all right, I feel you. All right. And you still gotta hold that L. Now, if I could give a critique to my little young homie, I don't know the young man. I mean, I'm just saying that in hyperbole. I don't know the kid, at all. I'm saying Ryan Williams. It's all good that you're the star, bro. You young, but I can remember I watched a podcast where Ryan said his exact words was Devontae Smith, I'm coming for you, my boy. Let me say something to my to little young Ryan Williams. What made Devontae is that 150 catches on the jugs machine after every practice.
Practice.
If I could say something to Ryan, less TikTok, more jugs machine.
All right.
It's okay to TikTok. Do your thing. Less TikTok, more jugs machine. The great ones do that to get better than everybody else. That's what separate them. You got talent, you special. But what put them over the top is the extra time they put into their craft. Not saying he don't now. I don't know that he don't do that now. He might catch 600 now. If he catch 600 now, then we need 700.
Coach John, I agree with you about the jug Sheena part. He's not leaving social media. Matter of fact, he's going to be on it even more.
Oh yeah, I already know because
that's
the facts.
Yep. He's getting endorsement deals. I think he just signed Twitch offered him a contract so he can go on their platform and do podcasting. And he knows a couple gaming dudes from I know a lot of you guys don't know, but from 100 Thieves, which is like a gaming clan. They offered him an endorsement deal. No, it's just he's a very popular guy. He's a very popular guy, especially in college football. He's going to be on. A lot of these college kids, man, like they're just going to be on social media more. They're going to be streaming a lot more. They're going to be doing a lot more podcasts. This is the one thing that I think I am 100% sure he's going to be on the offseason because he's going to be on social media a lot more.
Yeah, you're probably right. I just hope I can press the point. What made the great players great? Work. That's what made them great, man.
They're not dancing in the end zone. When they get in the end zone, they act like they've been there before.
Oh, freaking facts, man.
Celebration, man. But when you're that guy, you're going to get in the end zone. Okay?
Yes.
All right?
Yeah, you're going to get there.
Around you, man. Just, like Devontae Smith, he catch a touchdown, he dropped the ball and went to the sideline. Jalen Hurts, man, he dropped the ball, he got the little trot. I did it.
Yeah.
Man, you can see that little trot, man.
Man.
That's self-confidence where they feel you, man. You ain't got to do all that for them to feel you. You just let them see.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
I mean, I'm all about the new age kids. I understand it, man. I'm old school. I can relate to it because I got to coach them and everything. But but they still got to put that work in. Ain't no shortcut to winning, man.
That's a whole fact, man. You got to work, bro.
Ain't no shortcut. Ain't no shortcut.
Ain't no shortcuts, man.
Deion,
Look, Matt,
all the flash, but Deion outworked all them jokers, man.
He did, man. He did. I mean, that was a lot of special people.
Deion's so old in Colorado. That's why a lot of guys. It is practices and it's off. Look here, when he was at J State, I'm a J State guy, coach. I know people, right?
Yes, sir.
Man, jokers couldn't hang, man, on that off-season program, man, because they drilling jokers. You want to play? They going back to the Bob Hill days back in the day.
Facts, man. You got to get to the grind. That's what it is. Yeah. Yeah, because the more film they get on this kid,
Yeah.
the more college football is different, man.
Yeah.
The great teams, the good ones, get better. They don't get worse. You know
No,
what I
no,
mean?
no. They get better.
So
Right.
yeah, man. And so it get tougher. It get tougher, man. Matt Farm says, Coach Sean, our running backs not as good as we thought. They didn't look explosive sometimes, not even fast. I don't think it's that, man. I think they talented is on the what. It's just I think this is just my humble opinion, bro. From my eyeballs, I did a video on Jam, or not Jam, but not Justice, but Jam. And Jam to me is he try to bounce everything. I told you, I said this almost a year ago, bro. Everything don't have to be a jump cut. You know, everything it's time for that, especially in this scheme. But everything don't have to be a jump cut. If the hole is there, right, and it's not really a hole, he rather jump cut and try to pop it to the outside instead of getting skinny and making his way through the line of scrimmage, attacking the line of scrimmage. Richard Young, Coach Al even pointed this out a couple weeks ago, is very violent with that, you know. And I think it's like Jam and Justice to me, they want to turn sometimes you got to run physical, man. Sometimes you got to lower your shoulder and you got to get those 2 yards. It might be 1 yard, it might be 3 yards. Sometimes, especially late in the game, fourth quarter like that, you got to lower your shoulder and go where the play is designed, man, and pick up positive yardage. Sometimes, man, and good defenses when you do that, especially when they watch film on you, will know that's your thing, and they'll teach them to take the outside every time, and so you end up running right into the defender every time. And I just don't think right now these guys are running very physical, right? Um, I don't like I say, I'm not in the locker rooms. I don't know what their scheme calls for, but I would like to see somebody really just thump, like you said, pounding the rock, Coach Al. You know what I'm saying? North and south, shoulders down. Um, there is a lane for those type of running backs in this scheme. There is a lane. Everything don't have to be a jump cut all the time. Great talent. Now, don't get me wrong. Great talented guys, but I think if it's 3rd and 3 and we get an outside zone and it's a crease there, you got to hit that thing. There's no reason to bounce it to the outside. You know what I'm saying? Especially when they're playing leverage to the outside.
Right.
You just running into the strength of the defense. So
Right.
I think that's what that we see. I saw this in Jam a lot, last year. The hole would be there and he would skip and hop and jump cutting instead of lowering his short. We hadn't we hadn't had a back that was strong like that in that lane since Josh Jacobs. Josh was powerful. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Josh ain't. Man, look, even now in the NFL, that's why he's one of the best.
B-Rob too. B-Rob was very strong.
I forgot about him. Right, Coach Jay. B-Rob was like that.
B-Rob
B-Rob
downhill.
downhill, man. And
yeah,
I was thinking, well, maybe these guys will let Daniel Hill play. The youngster Daniel Hill.
Yeah,
maybe he's ready. Maybe he's not. I don't know, but I know he's a thumper. That cat is a downhill runner.
Rich is a thumper. You know that. Right?
Yeah, man.
He's a one cut guy. He's a one cut guy, right? And
yes.
And they always kind of finish. You hear the saying, the guys kind of finish falling forward all the time. You never see them go backwards, right?
Yeah.
And you're a running back coach. You know how it is, man. When
yes,
you're leaning on folks, man, and you're not seeing the spaces, but I got to get that 3 yards.
Yes.
At 3 yards, then pretty soon them defensive linemen, the arm tackles, you're going to break those in the third quarter, man. That turns 6, 8 yards, when you're leaning on guys, because you got 3 running backs that's always fresh, and they're going to be pressing the hole. And that's what Nick Saban demanded, Coach Burns. They demanded that you press the hole, quit bouncing it outside, because they know at the next level they training you ain't going to be able to outrun everybody. Derrick Henry is a classic example of a one-cut guy who finishes downhill, and in the first half he's getting 3 yards, 4 yards. In the second and third quarter, he's running 60 yards. Okay, so I think we just got to get our blocking schemes set. We got to get some talent on the right side. I think Proctor should move to the right side, Coach. We talked about that. They get the right tackle. I just do. He moves to the right tackle, right side. They're going to balance everything out because, you can't play us to the left side. So we could talk about a lot of that stuff.
We do got to figure out the tackle situation. That I mean, going into the transfer growth. Last season, we all said that was a possibly a weak point for this team. That's got to get better. I agree. I think if you can even if you want to slide him into the inside at guard, if Booker does want to make that transition, I think you can. But you got to focus on those tackle spots immediately. That's got to get addressed.
Yeah, if we hang on to Ty Haywood, I mean, I think he's a natural left talent. He got that foot and everything. But Booker, he's a little heavy-footed, and just like he played right tackle and stayed at right tackle his whole career. He's picked 6-7 overall. I think Proctor, he could dominate from the run game from that side, and that way we won't be so one-sided. He'd be an upgrade over there if you can get a guy who got a good. He can stay square. He got good footwork, and guys he can protect against those speed rushes. And Proctor really struggles with speed rushes still.
I noticed that, and I'm gonna Ty, I'd like to get your ideas on this, man. I noticed that when we did a lot of pulling, and I seen it really clearly this game. I don't know why so much this game, but it's like I don't know if the guys were coming off the butt of the center, but whenever they created space, it's like they were so slow in pulling. The running backs was running into the back of them. Whenever we have to pull across the formation, man, it's a slow process, bro.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? What you think about that, Ty? Let me get your ideas on this offensive line and where do we go forward?
Yeah, I think it's, fairly simple in the sense that when this offensive line was built, we have to remember there's only one guy on this offensive line that's really built for the style of DeBoer's offense. Now, it just so happens that everybody else is athletic enough to be serviceable.
Yeah.
But the only person who is just tailored for this offensive line is Parker Brailsford. And I think it's no coincidence that you look and that guy is consistent. I mean, one of the touchdowns today, I believe it was the Justice Haynes one, chips the defensive tackle, 2 steps to the right, and then instantly on the linebacker. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. He was built for this. Yeah. Everybody else is having to learn. That's why Bama's offensive line had to drop so much weight. I think Booker has been serviceable at it, right? He's shown, if anything, guys, and I know this might be an odd take, I think he's actually increased his draft stock by showing hey, I can still be a really good offensive lineman in doing this. I think that Jaden Roberts being banged up probably really hurt, because if there was an offensive lineman already on campus that I think was best suited for this, it was Jaden Roberts. So him being banged up really hurt.
Right.
Caden Proctor, good player. I mean, he's a great player, let's be honest. I don't know that this was the scheme to maximize his ability, and that's fine, right? You've heard Tom Brady and Drew Brees talk about this before, when people are like, oh, these players are scheme-proof, and they're like, nobody. There's been 1% of players ever are scheme-proof. The vast majority of players, you need a scheme to be successful. That's fine. So I just think it's that simple, man, where it's an offensive line style. If you think of a line, right? You remember in school where you had a line going from 0 to 10 and then -10 to 0, and you had to chart. Think of going from -10 to 10, and that's the difference in styles from what Alabama was running last year to this year. And Ebony, love you. Glad you got to experience the best rivalry in college football, the Iron Bowl with the
Yes, Ebony. I asked for you.
But Ryan Day, Ebony.
Can y'all hear a background, Ty? Can y'all hear a background?
Yeah, every now and then.
I could hear it, Ty, in one of your computer or something.
It might be me. I'm not 100% sure.
I could actually hear this before you came on, Ty. I think it's one of us. And I know I got mine. I'm not sure.
Ebony, Ryan
Get
Day.
on the Ty. Talk to my girl, Ebony, bro.
He's not serious. I'm just sorry. He's not. There was a former Ohio State player who tweeted during the game that he knew Ryan Day wasn't the guy whenever they were getting whooped by Bama in that 2020 national championship. And the player said he said nothing to the team and just started screaming at the coaches. And then after the game, Ohio State showed more fight after the game. You want to know the beautiful thing about football, guys? I always give this example. when Cam Newton was winning MVP that year, all of these NFL players kept complaining. Well, I don't like that he dances. And I'm like, you play football. Stop him. You play one of the few sports in the world that allow you to physically impose your will on somebody. That's beautiful. Stop him. Well, Ohio State, you don't want them to plant the flag. Stop them. This is a Michigan team that their best defensive player didn't play.
Yeah.
And Ryan Day is everything. As everything is going to hell at the center of that field, he's standing there doing nothing. Like, that to me was the worst look. Combine that with what the former player said, you have a coach that's in over his head. And I'm so sorry to rub salt in the wound, Ebony. You know I love you. There has no coach in college football that has done less with more than Ryan Day. There's not one. There's not one. He does less with more.
It's a whole fact. I specifically asked somebody to go get my homegirl Ebony, and we had to give you a hard time, Ebony. Shout out to Moon
Well, we can
Rock.
give you a hard time because Bama won. The better of your favorite teams won.
Facts. Shout out to Moon Rocker Room. What's up, Moon? How you doing, brother? E, this is what I'll tell you, E. And I'm gonna let everybody get their chance to holler at you. When y'all lost to first of all, when it got to be fourth quarter and I seen Michigan hanging, I'm like, what the hell's going on? So, but we talked about this in the beginning of the season. Yes, they had a great roster, they put it together, but the one position, I might have been Coach J, the one position that we had questions about was at the trigger man, the quarterback. We said, I don't know, man. Here's the bad part, Ebony. Your two toughest games, Oregon and I guess Penn State, maybe? Penn State, Michigan. I'll say Michigan because that's your biggest rival. You lost both of them, right? So it's like when you say what's their best win, it's kind of like when I was telling Coach Al and them. Right now, if you say what's y'all best win, Coach Sean, I can still say Georgia. No matter how they play, Georgia is still Georgia, right?
And SC, that's looking like a
You're
real
right.
good
South
win.
Carolina. Yeah, you're right.
Hey, South Carolina. Forgot about them.
Yeah, guys. If there's anything that we learned from after this thing is over, and I'm just gonna assume that Texas is probably gonna lose this game. They may not. I don't know. But these conferences, because the NCAA, they're not gonna do a damn thing about it. They have to fix scheduling. It is scheduling is it's. I mean, Indiana's gonna get in the playoff, and they haven't beaten one ranked opponent. If Texas loses today, I don't think you eliminate them from the playoff conversation. I think they're still going to be in. Right. Who was the ranked opponent that they beat? They beat zero ranked opponents.
That's right.
So they're going to get in without playing South Carolina, Bama, Tennessee, Ole Miss. The only two teams that they'll play is A&M and Georgia. And if they lose both of them, A&M's going to be alive, and they'll be playing for an SEC championship against Georgia. But then Texas, they're going to get in without playing virtually nobody.
Right.
Notre Dame, what ranked opponent had they beat? I guess A&M. They beat Texas A&M. That was the one ranked opponent that they beaten. Or Army. I don't call Army. We all know what Army is. Army is a triple option team. We all know what Army is. But in terms of top tier opponents that Notre Dame beaten, they beat one, which was A&M. And I'm assuming if they win this game against Texas. So scheduling is broken. The ACC conference. I mean, not everyone plays each other in the ACC conference. Texas. They're gonna. This is one of the easiest schedules that anybody can play, and they're going to get rewarded for it. Man. It's just not. I don't know. Like I'm just like you. Like the more you think about it, the more broken this. It's not just the committee; it's scheduling. These conferences, they don't want to increase games. I don't know why the SEC doesn't want to increase conference games. I don't understand it. Because now you're going to have a mess of a situation where, where I don't know. Like this is a huge reason why the playoff committee gets messed up every single year and they don't know what they're doing is because you look at scheduling and it's like, okay, what do we do here? Because Texas, they look like a top 12 team, but do they have the resume of a top 12 team? And the answer is no. And the same questions with a lot of these teams. So I don't know what they're going to do after conference championship weekend. I don't know what they're going to do.
You know what, gents? You know what, Coach J? What I don't want to see, man, for a national championship game is somebody like SMU and Indiana playing for national team.
Or I'll say SMU and Penn State. Penn State hasn't beaten one ranked opponent.
I don't want to.
At least SMU has wins, right?
Yeah.
Like they beat the brakes off of Pitt.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, guys. Y'all know I do like SMU.
Yeah,
I
just
like
threw it
SMU.
out there. I just threw it out there, but I'd like to see them come and play an 8-game SEC schedule. I would love to see that.
Yeah,
Chance,
I mean,
you
it is
see what,
kind of wild that they jumped up from Group of 5 to ACC, and in year 1 are about to win that bad
That's
boy.
what I'm saying.
Miami
benching their
came and
quarterback.
Miami came and won the ACC. They've been in the
Yeah.
conference for 20 years. They came in and they can't do it. And SMU might do it in year 1.
Shout out.
You
to
see
them.
Ebony. You see Ebony, Coach Jay. What she say to you?
Which is
That's a lot of bad words.
oh, there it is.
In all caps.
Piano man. Let me get your thoughts on our sister Ebony, who's in the house, man.
Oh, gosh.
Y'all remember that SpongeBob episode where it's just dolphin noises?
Yeah.
Yep.
That's Ebony right now.
I love piano man.
We feel you. We're all right.
Look, I'm laughing at all these comments, but Ebony, listen, you a comedian tonight, man. But listen. My thing is this right here. Ryan Day knew that this game, they could forgive you about Oregon, but this game, you had to have this game in order to play Oregon again to redeem yourself from that. Losing to Michigan again now nullifies everything. I mean, you don't lose to your rival like that, and they're beating you. Now the day was a little closer, but all it takes is 1 point, and that's what all I say all the time. It just takes 1 point to win the game. Man, it's unfortunate that Ohio State is going through this, but I kind of like it because just to bring Ryan Day down.
Look, piano man,
He's
look,
arrogant.
piano man try to be politically correct. I kind of like it.
I kind of like it because he thinks that the sun rises and sets on him, and nobody else is worthy of any titles, this, that, and the third, except for Ohio State. And when they get to this particular game, they can't win it. So whatever happens to them, they deserve it. That's all I can say. They deserved it.
I'd like to know, Evan, if you get a chance, type in the chat what the vibe is in amongst Ohio. I hadn't done, after we get off of here, I'm about to go to talking stuff and listen to
they want to.
dudes.
They want him gone, Coach Sean. They
Really?
want him fired. I know Ebony.
Is that what they're saying? Oh,
Yeah, they
man,
want him gone.
okay.
On Bleacher Report, all the Ohio State fans were like, if he loses this game, we want him gone.
But here's the
They
problem.
brought in Chip Kelly, so-called offensive guru, man.
Facts.
Said we locked down on defense. We got the best defensive line coach in the game. We got the best wide receiver coach in the game.
Yeah.
All we're missing is a guy to take the play calling off of Ryan Day, so he can just manage the game, and the OC can manage this potent fire offense. And Michigan ran the ball on them. With that 7 they got, man, that's the worst kind of loss you can take when somebody just physically imposes themselves on you and running the football, which is what I wanted us to do to Auburn tonight, all year long, and we haven't. That's when you don't go win the game. When you beat a team, it's a physical thing. They feel you. You don't just outscore them.
No, Nick Sheridan's he's got to get demoted.
You saw that text I sent y'all, Jans. I saw that tweet tonight about that.
Yep.
I don't know if that's real or not. I can't confirm that, because we're in a public space. But that was tweeted tonight that he was not going to be there as the OC.
Ransky, come on through, brother. We here. Let me get you guys' thoughts on this, Coach Jay. Let me get y'all thoughts on this. Ty, talk to us. Give me your thoughts. I want to know what you guys think about the defense, man. Oh, before you do, Ty, Ebony, hang in there, man. We know how I feel. We lost to Tennessee, and I thought the world was going to end. I'm that fan that could have taken. I don't want to lose to Auburn. Don't mistake. Like a lot of my boys, a lot of my friends, they hate Auburn. I hate Tennessee the worst, right?
LS who?
So, and Coach Alex LSU, right?
LSU, man.
So I
Mine's
feel you,
Auburn,
Ebony.
so
I
I'm good.
exactly Ties Auburn. It's a bunch of the homies who's Auburn. I feel your pain, Ebony, but I will say this. When you guys lost to Ohio State, man, that was huge today. Like that shook up college football. Like what? You know what I'm saying? So that was really, really, really big. Ty, let me get your thoughts, man, on this defense. What do you think about the defense? Give me you guys' thoughts on the defensive side of the football.
Yeah, I'm going to be brief, and then, guys, I got to hop off. We're about to head to Fort Worth. It's my birthday tomorrow, so we have reservations at a restaurant in Fort Worth. So, listen, this is a perfect birthday to me. I said before the season, I thought 9-3 was realistic. I don't think people accounted for how many transfers Alabama had, how difficult moving from the GOAT to an entirely new staff would be, and I'm pleased. I'm good, right? Like I'm very happy with the way they ended today because, guys, and I know this isn't the question you asked, Coach, and I'll get to that, but I loved how there were 4 turnovers. Well, I didn't love that, but I loved that despite there being 4 turnovers, everybody stayed with their head above water. They were like, all right, that's a mess up. Defense was like, I got y'all. The offense put it behind them and kept going. I loved that. I think Nick Sheridan called one of his better games today when he stopped going away from the run. Jam had 28 rushes. This is a guy that's averaged 9 carries a game. He needed to be over 20 multiple times. But defensively, this is where Kane will frustrate me, gentlemen. Tonight's game plan for Auburn made 1,000% sense. Like, it just did. He mixed up 3-man fronts with 4-man fronts. He showed pressure. He sent pressure. He dropped. Against OU, we sent an all-out blitz one time. One time against a team that couldn't pass, that wanted to run the ball. You didn't do anything. That game plan made no sense. This one made a lot more sense to me. Shout out to Malachi Moore. I mean, you talk about, I'm going to miss him. I'm going to miss Jahad Campbell. I always miss these seniors and these guys that go to the draft. Like that's something that I always end up really missing them. But Malachi, this season, for how everything happened, Saban retiring, just invaluable, right? Like there's words can't describe it. And he set the tone. Whenever they sent that blitz, Jarquez Hunter had the quick little pop pass, and he came down with Thor's hammer, with the gust of 1,000 winds, and just smacked him, causing the incomplete pass. Everybody fed off that. The only time Auburn had real success is when it felt like the defense was emotionally drained from that inexcusable, excuse my language, bullshit that the Auburn players and the officiating pulled, where Devontae Smith is dragged 15 yards out of bounds by the face mask, basically jumped by everybody. Malachi goes in there, but you eject Devontae Smith and Malachi gets an unsportsmanlike penalty. The only time Auburn had real success on offense is when it felt like the defense was just emotionally drained from that, because they were sitting there like, how does that make sense? That's egregious officiating. I think that if the defense can continue to grow, they're going to be fine. Shout out to Mo Linguist. This secondary has really gotten better. Xavier Brown, someone just said this on Bleacher Report, you might beat him once, but now later in the year, you're not getting him again.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that guy has a real high football IQ. Damani Jackson, first full year playing football since his sophomore year of high school, maybe a first rounder. I think that there have been highs and lows. I think that the real low for me came last week. And not that OU is a bad team. If you watch my content, you know how much respect I have for that OU coaching staff, especially Brent Venables and some of the players on that team. But it's the fact that you knew what they wanted to do and you played their game. You kept 3 men in the box, light fronts, and just sat there the whole time like, oh, I wonder why this is happening. Today they switched it up. Bama's defense is at their best when they're confusing the quarterback pre and post snap. That's exactly what we saw. Auburn was 4 of 12 on third down tonight. Love that. But guys, I'm going to go ahead and hop out of here. I wanted to get that quick rant in. Love you all. We're going to try and go live Monday at about 6:15.
Okay.
I'll send y'all the link. We'll get it going. Right. Roll Tide as always, y'all. Sweet way to end the season.
Much love, Ty.
Happy birthday to you, brother.
As always, broski. You already know, man. Appreciate you and roll Tide to you, my friend.
Yeah.
For sure. I agree, man. And JB, I had to get on my girl, Evan. You know I had to get on her, man, because she's a Ohio State fan, but she know it's all in love, man. She know that's just how me and her do. You know, then when I'm still mad when they beat my Steelers. Me and Piano Man Steelers.
Here we go. That makes 3 of us.
She let me know about it. Oh, are you a Steelers fan?
For life.
Here we go. Hear that, Coach J? You hear that, Coach J? Look, JB, she let me know about it, bro.
Yeah.
She let me know about it, man. You know, so she know it's all in love, bro. It happens, bro. You know, them L's, it happens. Let me get your thoughts on that defense, Coach Al.
We'll see how when y'all present the game.
I know all year long that I've had a problem with is we just always lose contain, man. Our 5 techniques, our 7 techniques, whoever's playing outside, we always lose leverage if the quarterback slips outside instead of keeping him in the pocket. It's a fundamental thing, man, that I just hate that. You know, you try to always play contain, keep your leverage, man. And we just always, it's a coaching thing, man. You know, if a guy loses where he is in space, okay, what kind of move? You got to set the move up so you can still hold your gap, you know. And with a guy like Peyton Thorne, you know, he is athletic. So you don't want him outside the pocket. That's when he can hurt you. You know, you want to start squeezing him so that he'll toss it up, you know. And for Xavier Brown, that last pick showed that he had come a long way as a corner because, you know, we was playing off coverage like a quarters kind of thing, you know, or 2 over, too high safety, but he had the intermediate and he had the outside leverage. He baited the quarterback into the throw, man, and then fell back deep and ran right underneath that thing. Early in the year, he wouldn't have done that. Okay, so he's come a long way. Defensively speaking, I think we had a good game plan in the first half. We kind of switched it up a little bit by letting Peyton Thorne get comfortable in our building. But overall, man, I think that the defense found some players this year. You know, we can be good, but we kind of schizophrenic in our play calling and what we want to try to do to affect the quarterback, and that affects our players in terms of execution. We got to establish somebody that this is who we are, and you got to get us out of our stuff. And we seem to change it up a lot. So, but you know, first year of the scheme, personnel got to get matched up to the scheme. I like Mo Lindquist, what he did with the secondary. The linebackers, I think we were a little light in depth this year, but you know, we saw Jahad Campbell blow up. So all good for the defense. We held them to 14 points. That's bottom line. It should have been less, but we held them to 14 points. Okay. That's
Coach Jay, give me your thoughts on that defense, man.
I thought they played solid. I got to give it to the secondary. I know Devontae Smith. I know he was kicked out because of the brawl. It is what it is. But
did he get kicked out the game?
Or I don't think he came back in the game.
I think they just took him out, you know, because he was hot, man. He was, you know how it is, man. When you lose it, he can't.
Yeah.
He lost it, you know?
Yeah, what they did to him on the sideline kind of sucked too.
They abused him, man. Yeah, you saw it. We all admit, you know, you've been on the team.
I thought the defense played okay. I mean, like I said, we should have kept Peyton Thorne more inside the pocket. You know, we kept losing. We just kept losing the leverage battle, and he just kept rolling out. I mean, again, he is an athlete; he can move, but we had so many opportunities to kind of keep him inside the pocket, and it was just a lack of discipline, I think, by some of us to kind of stick with the game plan, and just that's just a lack of execution. See, that part is just a lack of execution, and just so many like we could have got him down, or at least force him to release the ball a lot quicker. So many different situations, and it was just able to create at least second chance opportunities. But I got to give it up to the secondary of keeping their heads cool. I don't really even remember if we got any huge penalties in the back end of our secondary whenever Peyton Thorne was escaping inside the pocket, because then all of a sudden receivers they're gonna reroute, and so for a lot of our guys to kind of stay calm. and not pressure under that. I mean, if this was like the first 2-3 games of the year, we would lose that all day long. But so I got to give it up to the secondary for just kind of keeping their composure. Other than that, yeah, I mean, Auburn, the only other thing that I thought that they can do well, Auburn has a really good running game. Jaquez Hunter is one of the better backs in the SEC.
That's right.
He had a few explosive runs, but we did a really good job of kind of stuffing him. I thought our linebackers were a little bit more physical. I thought Jahad Campbell was able to stick his nose in there a little bit more often than we're used to kind of seeing him do. I thought the safeties, I thought Malachi Moore had probably one of the better games I think he's had, especially with both the pass and run game. The defense wasn't the fault, and again, it should have been less. The turnovers really kind of costed us and gave them points. It should have been less than that. But no, I mean, I think the defense did a pretty good job today. And quite frankly, the second half of the year, Bama's defense has stepped up. Again, the Oklahoma game, yes, they gave up. I'm going to put the quotation marks here, 24 points, even though, a lot of that was due to the fact that your offense turned the ball over and gave Oklahoma great field position, or if it was a pick six in certain situations. Bama's defense has saved Alabama's season if they do make it to the playoffs for the second half of the year. They had that 2-game stumble against second half Georgia, Vanderbilt game. I don't even really, other than the second half when Tennessee was able to run all over, Bama don't even really blame the defense. Tennessee made the adjustments. What was Bama's offense doing? How did Bama's offense respond? By quick 3-and-outs. Of course, Tennessee's going to figure it out. They're making mid-game adjustments extremely quickly, and your defense is just on the field dying, just getting pounded on and dying. They're still getting crucial 3-and-outs. So the defense this year wasn't the main issue, for this team. So that's definitely one thing that I think we can look forward to, especially because we're going to have a lot of guys back next year, especially in our secondary. But no, I thought the defense did a pretty good job. If we do make it to the playoffs, we're going to need this. Defenses. People are going to find out, man. Especially if we, depending on our seeding, if we do make it, we're playing one of these teams up north, and it's going to be 20, 30 degrees. Sometimes snow, but it's going to be freezing. So you're gonna one key thing when you're playing in extreme cold weather, your defense has got to shine. If your defense can't shine, if you can't establish a ground game, if you can't, I can guarantee you this: you're playing in 20-degree weather. Your Jalen Merrill's not going to want to run. I can guarantee it. Every player that I've faced against, every player that I've coached, I don't know if you guys know this player. He plays in the NFL right now. For the most part, he plays in the NFL right now. He plays for the Green Bay Packers. My boy McDuffie plays for the Green Bay Packers. Starts for them on the linebacker, the big ball guy. His brother Dylan played at UB, was at Georgia Tech, Kansas. But McDuffie, who plays for the Packers, he tells you, says, because I talked to him I talked to him like maybe an hour back to the game, when he back to his crib. I'm like, bro, how did that game feel? I'm like, man, you must have been excited, man. He says, bro, he says, listen, I love my organization. I love my fans. I hate playing in Green Bay. It's too cold, man. It's 24 degrees. He said, like, when you're tackling in that weather, every tackle feels like a knife is stabbing you in the chest. It's like it's stabbing you. It hurts, man. So if we do make it to the playoffs and we play up north, which the way it's looking, we may play Notre Dame up north. We may be, there's a big chance we may play Penn State in the first round. We may play Indiana in the first round. We may have to go to Eugene. Right? It's a possibility we may have to go to Eugene. I am telling you this right now. If we play these teams up north, do not run Jalen Merrill. I'm telling you, it is going to hurt like hell. And you got to use your backs. Let's just say that. Use your backs, and your defense has got to come to play. That's all I got to say to that.
Man, I agree with you, Coach Jay. I agree with you, brother. Let me get your thoughts on that defense, Piano Man.
Earlier, Coach, you all were talking about the inconsistencies of the offense. I think that the defense, they were up and down as well in certain spots. For the most part, pretty solid, especially our DBs. I'm proud of the way our DBs have evolved. I'll use that word, evolved. Um, Still mistakes are made, but you're going to make them because you're young. But I'm watching them mature. Uh, my dude now is that doggone Bray Hubb. That dude is solid as a rock, and I like the way that he makes the decisions on playing the player versus playing the ball, and his decision making is on point. So that's my new dude there. But overall, I'm Coach Al. Can I borrow something that the late Bob Hill used to say?
Go for it.
If you're gonna kill a net, kill them with a sledgehammer.
Kill him with a sledgehammer. That's right. Knew where you
I
going.
like that. I like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Kill them
yeah.
with a sledgehammer. Bob Hill, the late Bob Hill at
That's right.
Jackson State,
Yeah,
that was his battle cry for
that's right.
defense.
That's right.
Killing that with a sledgehammer.
Yeah,
And that was the one thing that was missing tonight is
right.
the sledgehammer mentality.
Yeah,
We allow Peyton Thorne to do too many things to make it look that he could really play. Don't get me wrong, he's athletic,
yeah.
but he's not a world beater. He can't set the world on fire.
Right,
And because we don't hit with that sledgehammer, we don't have that rusher or however that mentality of going on and taking them out, it makes it look like that we can't play that good, whereas we're just lacking a mentality. So going into however this works, whether it's the playoffs or whether it's a bowl game, we've got to change our approach, especially on the D line
right.
and our rushing and come with it. And listen, it's football. Hit
Yeah,
those dudes, man. Hit them. Cause trust me, they're gonna hit your folks on offense. Trust me on that. They're gonna hit you. So if hit or be hit, you got to bring it. So overall, if I had to give it a letter grade, Coach Sean and Coach Allen and Coach Jay, I would give it a strong B+ because of the lapses. One more thing about that brawl, dude. Where I'm from, that, that our whole bench would have cleared, especially when we saw what went down. And you take Devontae out, Malachi gets the play, got Malachi gets the penalty, and then we turn around and get another penalty, and it gives them momentum. That's how they got the 14 points.
right.
So we got to be careful about allowing our emotions to overtake us. Okay, they called the penalty. I understand that we're upset and angry and everything, but let it go. That was then. Let's keep playing and let's
Yeah.
turn up the volume. But other than that, we're solid.
You know something, Coach Pitt? Let me piggyback on that a little bit. You want to channel that. Some of the leaders got to step up and say, lock in, man. Okay. Don't let them score after that. If you're going to take that emotion, the fans will hype. You're going to use the energy in the stadium to lock in and dominate your box, man. So I used to always tell my players, there's a theory I have. It's called a theory of nothing. You guys heard me say that before. It's a theory of nothing. Okay. We give our opponent nothing. We leave nothing to chance. We leave nothing on the field. And when it's all over, they get nothing from us but B to 8. The theory of
See,
nothing is everything. Okay. So I don't care what the clock say. We ain't giving up an inch. We play every down like we ain't giving you nothing. If the mentality on defense ain't like that, that's a problem
all
for the whole
facts.
game.
Yeah.
For the whole
All
game.
facts, man. For the whole entire game. For me, I agree with Coach Al too, man. It everybody, man, these guys make great points. That's everything I wanted to hit. These guys did a great job of hitting it. For me, if I had to add one last thing on that defense, I enjoy the fact that in this game, late in the game, he had multiple formations where he showed blitz, right? They obviously did a really, really good film study on Peyton Thorne. They would show this guy blitz, right? And back out at the last moment, right? Peyton Thorne, he's such a one-dimensional quarterback. He's going to automatically throw to the hot. It was several times he didn't even scan the field. He either threw it up in the air, threw it out of bounds, or automatically threw it to the check without even going through his progression.
That's right.
He's a very one-dimensional guy. I don't know if one-dimensional. He's not very. If you're looking for somebody to go through progression and
Yeah, he
beat
can't
you,
come off of it quick enough to see
yeah, he
what the
can't. That's what I'm
sequence
trying.
is.
Yes,
Yeah.
very,
That,
very,
that makes
very.
sense.
Your
Yeah.
eyes with this guy really don't fool you because he gonna go where he's looking. Like I watched this guy so many times, and I think in this second half, I did see what Kane Womack start doing some things differently. I think it brings me back to the play where Malachi bumped over in the middle of the hash.
Yeah.
Everybody bumped into the line of scrimmage to show blitz. He automatically changed the protection. Automatically changed. He seen everybody up. He didn't give a damn. He changed the protection. Hike 2 steps. He launched it up. Dude caught the ball. Malachi smashed him.
Yep.
Right. That
Yep.
worked the way the defense wanted it to work.
Yep.
And he didn't come off the receive at all. He automatically knew where he was going to go with the ball. He obviously prejudged it. And I'm happy about that, man. I'm really, really happy. It just hurts me, man. It hurts me as a fan. Coach Carl, what up, Coach? What's up, Coach? Yeah, exactly. That's what I just said, Coach. They really, really did a good job in the second half, and you could really see it this time, man.
Yep.
But the part that hurts me, man, like as a fan, to know that these guys are coming into their own on the defensive side of the ball, and we allowed ourselves to play like that at Oklahoma, man. Like that just wasn't our team, bro. That wasn't Alabama, man. Right? That I guarantee you, and this is no disrespect. I know no disrespect to Oklahoma whatsoever, man. I would love to play that game again. You know what I'm saying? Because Alabama is supposed to be in the playoffs. Now with this Auburn win, we really should be a playoff team, man. Now we know that we inconsistent as hell, but I mean we let ourselves down.
Right.
We let ourselves down with that game against Oklahoma, bro. We really, really did. We really didn't do ourselves any justice. We did ourselves an injustice with the way we played in that Oklahoma game, man. But I'm really, really proud that the seniors got a chance to go out against Auburn with a win. Really, really, really happy for those guys, man. To the guys that won't be back, the guys like Malachi who definitely won't be back. To go out with a win against Auburn, that is absolutely outstanding, man. And you got to give him all the love and respect. Let's get into this real quick, Coach. I didn't want to talk about it before the Auburn game. I didn't know what kind of team we was gonna see, man. I didn't want to talk about it, bro. I didn't. Clemson lost today to a team we beat. Ohio State lost today in their only other competitive game. Miami lost. What's up from here? Go ahead, Coach Jay. We'll start the other way. What's up from here?
Just hope and pray, man. Just hope and pray. Oh, hold on, give me a second. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
How do I turn this thing off? There you go. Okay, I'm sorry. Sorry about that. Just hope and pray. Just hope and pray. Just to see if we can get in. Now LSU losing to Florida really hurt. It really hurt our chances, man, because I think LSU won today against Vanderbilt. LSU would have been 9-3. And instead, you look at their record now. I mean, they lost back-to-back weeks. Imagine if they would have beat A&M. Imagine if LSU, man, they losing USC the first game of the season. We needed help from certain teams to make our case stronger. But at the end of the day, like I keep saying, we should have never lost to Vanderbilt. Should have never lost to Vanderbilt. We should have never lost to Oklahoma. I mean, that was the game that we should never lost to Oklahoma. We lost to two teams. One of them is 6-6. The other one is the other one right now. I don't know if they beat LSU tonight, but if Oklahoma did beat LSU, then you'll lose to 2-6, barely 500 teams. If not, then LSU would be. I mean, Oklahoma or LSU. I mean, either way, that matchup is going to cost us because of the strength of schedule. But you did beat South Carolina. And South Carolina has a very strong strength of schedule. They have a very strong strength of schedule.
Georgia. You
beat South Carolina, you beat Georgia. So now, if you're the College Football Playoff Committee, you're going to have to really ask yourselves, what do you do? Conference champions. I think if I had to guess, Clemson actually they need it. I think Clemson losing to South Carolina really hurt their case. I think that is a must win. if they want to make it to the college football playoff. SMU, if they do lose to Clemson, do you keep SMU in the game? Do you keep SMU in there? Obviously, I think the Big Ten champion, unfortunately, is protected, regardless of who the winner or the loser is. But for our case, man, I mean, it's just you had two top 12 teams lose today, and we're 13th. So it's not like we're punished. Like that. That's why Tuesday was a very important day, because if we were 16th or 17th, oh yeah, we're not getting in. But we're 13th. So do you backtrack us out to 15th, to 14th, 15th, or do you keep us at 13th? Or do you have? I mean, if South Carolina, because they won, even if you jump them ahead, where would we be? I mean, we would still be. We technically still should be in the top 12 because two top 12 teams fell today. So I'm just gonna. I don't know. Like this next week is gonna be a mess. It truly is gonna be a mess. If I'm in the college football playoff committee, they have to urge these conferences to have to play more conference games. You got to urge them to do it, because this is a mess. It is a complete and utter mess right now. Penn State played. They didn't play Oregon. I don't even think they played Michigan. They didn't play Indiana. The only top ranked school they played against was Ohio State, and they lost. Remember, this is the same team that struggled against West Virginia. This is the same team that almost lost to Bowling Green.
Right.
Like this is the same Penn State team that's going to make it inside the college. Now again, they didn't lose those games.
Struggle with USC.
Coach Jay?
I think we lost. Yeah. Yeah, they struggled with USC. Penn State did. They struggled with USC. Wisconsin gave them a tussle, They had some issues, So one of the things I think that's going to knock us out, though, Coach, is the automatic bid for Power 4. So the Big 12 and the ACC going to get in. Okay?
Yeah.
So that's going to knock us out, even if we're ranked higher than a Big 12 conference champion.
Y'all hear me?
Yeah, we hear you now. Yeah.
I hear you now.
Every time I mention Penn State, I always get kicked out. I've noticed that. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if there's some Penn State people was controlling StreamYard. Every single time I get kicked out.
Yeah. Yeah.
For this week, Janet, like at the end, Tuesday we'll find out at the end of the season who's there so far. But I think the final one is after the conference championship.
Yeah, that's the final one. But next week is going to get we're going to see where we're going to be ranked. If we're in the top 12, it's a done deal. We're going to get in regardless of what happens for conference weekend.
But Coach, the Big 12 gets an automatic bid, and their highest ranked team right now is Arizona State, and they're at 16.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna get an automatic bid.
But hold on, Piano Man, Al, Jazz, are they going to drop Miami out, or are they going to let them?
Yes,
they should.
This is important.
The schedule is not there, man.
Schedule is not.
They have not beaten one ranked opponent. You look at their style of play. They have played awful defensively. They have no defense.
Yeah, Coach Sean, you have to be right.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's a good conversation. It's a good conversation. It's great to have this conversation because last week was not.
Yeah,
this time last week I had a red solo coming by.
Exactly. Piano Man get the bag over there, bro. Exactly.
I love you guys, man.
Exactly, man. So, Piano Man, let me get your thoughts on this real quick. Clemson goes to the ACC. Clemson goes to the ACC championship, right?
Okay.
What happens if Clemson wins the ACC? Better yet, what happens to SMU if Clemson wins?
You see me scratching my head.
Yeah, right.
It's muddy water, man. It's muddy water.
Listen, in the words of the late great Fred G. Sanford, I'd rather drink muddy water and sleep in a hollow log than to try to answer that question.
Thanks, bro.
I'm being honest with you because this is crazy.
Yeah.
And to answer your question the best that I can, if Clemson wins, which I don't think they will, because SMU is hot right now.
I think SMU gonna beat them too. I think it too.
SMU gonna beat them. SMU gonna get them. So, but to be obedient and answer your question, if Clemson wins, what happens to SMU? They're gone.
They're gone.
They're
Right here.
gone.
Look
They're
what
ranked
David said.
9 right now.
Look what
And
David said.
they're,
Boom.
they're ranked 9. Yeah.
No
Mhm.
real top wins. Ty
Yeah.
said they got Pitt, they beat Pitt, and they did beat the brakes off Pitt. But from a committee standpoint, do they keep them in if they lose to Clemson? Man, to me, bro. Listen, before you go, Coach Al, man, this is as confusing. The four teams was bad enough. This is hella confusing to me. All of this is so confusing, bro. Like Jance just said, how do you justify putting Penn State in when they play Teriyaki University every week? And the one time they played a good school, you got B2A put on you, right? How do you justify that putting them over a 2 or 3 loss? This goes back to what I said on my video, bro. This is why I'm not for conference champs getting an automatic bid.
100%.
I don't think conference champs should get automatic bid. I know it got to mean something, but this is when the water get muddy. What's going on right now? You win your conference, or you come in second in your conference, right? You got a good record. You're 10-1, 11-1. You ain't played not one ranked top 25 school yet. The one you did play, you lost to. Now you're number 7 or 6. Why these SEC teams got 3 losses, all to teams who go in the bowl games, every last one of them. How do you think? How does that signify you're better? Does that mean you're better? I just don't
Not
get it,
really.
man.
You know what? My solution, and this has always been my solution. You know what? I want an all conference schedule. I'm sorry. I want an all conference schedule. If you want to say, well, what about FCS schools? Have a preseason. You got the spring. You got early camp. Have a preseason game where you can go ahead and pay the schools how much, whatever money you need to do. But the biggest issue with this season right now is the lack of conference games. Texas, and it looks like Texas is going to be A&M. A&M has no passing attack. You're not going to beat Texas.
What's the score?
It's 13-0.
13-0.
Yeah, you're not going to beat Texas without a passing game. It's just not going to happen. But Texas, this is going to be their first ranked win of the season. Their first ranked win of the season is going to be against A&M. Vanderbilt's out. Like the team that right now is still ranked. It is A&M. That's the only one on their schedule, and they're going to walk into Atlanta. They didn't play South Carolina. They didn't play us. They didn't play. Ole Miss. They didn't play Tennessee. They
played Georgia and got whipped.
Yeah.
Yeah,
At home.
Yeah.
At home.
At home.
At the home field, right?
And they're walking
cool.
to Atlanta. Walking to Atlanta with a loss.
And then Vanderbilt played them really tough too. When they had their first road test in the SEC at Vanderbilt, that game was a struggle. You know, Vanderbilt is a different breed this year, right? So
and another thing, Coach Al, Vanderbilt I agree with you, man. But here's the thing, and I know this is transitive property. We usually don't go by that kind of stuff, but it's happened in multiple years, man. I remember when Jalen Hurts transferred to Oklahoma. I think they might have lost one game that entire season. If I remember, I think they lost one game.
They did.
Dominating everybody. Right, Coach J?
Yep.
I think they lost one game that season, in the regular season.
Yep.
They won the Big 12.
Yep.
Went to the playoffs, played LSU in the first round, if I'm not mistaken. And if I remember, that game was like 35-6 at halftime.
They got drugged.
Okay, you say, okay, well, let's spread the love. You put TCU in, right? TCU deserved to go. This is what I say, bro. It's the same problem we had with 4 teams. If you want to tell me, Coach Al, Coach Sean, it's the highest ranked 12 teams and the conference champions because they deserve to go, I'd be okay. Okay, we should be out then because we didn't do none of that. But if you're telling me it's the best top 12 teams, how do you keep Penn State in there, man?
How do you keep Indiana in there?
How do you keep Indiana?
They didn't beat
even
one
more
ranked team.
Yes, man.
Not
So
one.
it's
And
Miami,
Miami.
man.
There are a few teams that you have to consider as in the why are they there? Why, or how do you keep them in there? Miami's one, Indiana's one, and I'm gonna say this, and you might not agree, but to a certain degree, Ohio State don't play anybody either.
Let Emily hear you say that.
I done told her that they don't play anybody. Their schedule is soft. I'm just saying.
say the same thing about Notre Dame. Notre Dame is an independent, but they get treated like a conference Power 5 champion every year, man. And I
Don't even got to play a conference.
I don't understand that.
That sucks, man.
They don't play any conference
And
games.
Coach Al,
Yeah.
it's funny that you bring up Notre Dame. They can't make up their mind if they're going to be independent one year and the ACC another year.
Right.
They
Yeah.
it's like they eat from everybody's table, which is going to suit them, and then they don't have to answer to anybody. That's
Yep.
my problem with Notre Dame. So
Yep.
why are we still considering them? Why are they still being considered?
Right. I agree. They played Texas A&M, Northern Illinois. They lost to. They played Purdue, Miami, Ohio, Louisville, who gave them a tussle.
Wow.
Stanford,
Listen to that schedule.
Tech. They played Navy, Florida State, Virginia, Army, and USC tonight. That's what they played.
Why we all here got to play Georgia playing Ole Miss, Texas, Bama,
Right.
Clemson,
Yeah.
Georgia Tech. Like, man, come on. Like, you see, man, bro, if it's all about the record, every SEC team should schedule Last Chance U for out of conference.
Right.
That's what's going to be, Coach Sean.
That's right.
Who do we have? We next year we play Florida State and Wisconsin. Florida State, I don't think they're not going to win one game again next year. The way that they spend their money, I believe they're going to be a much better team. But that's what we're talking about. We play Florida State and we play Wisconsin, right? Then you have West Virginia, and then after that you play Ohio State in a couple years.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts.
That's the first game of the year for us. We're playing Ohio State.
Yeah.
And then the next year we're playing Ohio State again.
I got us projected to play Illinois in the Citrus Bowl, Coach.
Wow. And you might be right. You might be right, man.
They get the highest. We get the highest. Whoever doesn't get in the SEC in the playoffs, the SEC team, the highest SEC team that doesn't get in the playoffs goes to the Citrus Bowl, plays the highest Big Ten team that doesn't get to the playoffs. That's Illinois.
So I want us to have this conversation with Ebony. I wish Ebony could come on panel with us. So E says the Big Ten is different. Stop the disrespect.
Oh no.
Okay, let's open that conversation, Ebony. Let's open that conversation. I ain't gonna take Ohio State because that's our teams. Let's don't take Alabama and Ohio State. Let's take two other teams. Let's take Georgia and Penn State. Let's just take that. Right? Now let's talk about it. Penn State is one of y'all best teams per the rankings. They're your third best team. Am I right?
Right.
Oregon, Ohio State, Penn State. That's pretty much what they're saying. Okay. I don't know Penn State's schedule, but I do know they only played one ranked team to my knowledge.
Illinois.
And that was Ohio State. Now think about it now, Ebony. Now you take Georgia. I want you to listen to this now, Ebony. Now you imagine Penn State doing this on the road at Bama, on the road at Texas, on the road at Kentucky, on the road at Ole Miss, home against Tennessee, open up the season with Clemson, and close it with a hot Georgia Tech team. What would Penn State record be if they had to go through that? Be real. What would Penn State's record be if they had to play at Bama, at Texas within the first 5 weeks of the schedule? Ole Miss.
We need to redo these schedules. I'm sorry. I'm looking at the next 4 years for what we're playing against. We're playing two Power 4 conferences. I mean, people complain about we play too many FCS schools. We're not playing them enough. If we look at the next
fact.
Coach, let me read this off real quick. I have to. I got.
Please do.
This is insane. Okay, so next year, we have Florida State. We're going to be on the road in Doak Campbell. Most likely going to be a night game against Florida State. Then you play Wisconsin, and then of course, you got the LSU, Oklahoma, Tennessee. You play Vanderbilt again, Georgia. You're going to be out. You're going to be on the road at Auburn. That's going to be the last game. You're going to be on the road to Georgia. You're going to be on the road to Missouri. You're going to be on the road to South Carolina. So our most difficult games, again, are going to be road games and probably going to be consecutive road games. It's going to be the toughest schedule in the country for next season. That's going to be our next season schedule. 2026, we play. We're going to be on the road again, West Virginia, and then we have Florida State at home. So that's our home and home series. Then the following year, this is going to be Noah Carter. This is going to be Noah Carter's last year. So it's going to be a senior year. This is going to be a senior season. That's when we play Ohio State, and we're going to be on the road to Ohio State, and then we have that home and home to close it against West Virginia. That's the next 3 to 4 seasons of what we're dealing with Power 4 teams. Now you got Penn State, who doesn't play any of that. Matter of fact, they play 3 FCS opponents for the next 2 years. What? Why do we have to go through this brutality? You got to play Ohio State. Again, Florida State, they're one of those programs that they can bounce back just like that. West Virginia is also in the Big Ten. Why are we doing this? Why do we have to play the Power 4 conferences where everybody else gets McDonald's? It doesn't make any sense.
The whole fact. Coach Jay is 1,000,000%. Shout out to Jason, man. Shout out to Oklahoma and Jason from Hall of Fame college football. Tap in with my broski Jason, man. You going some good Oklahoma content, just college football content. Tap in with Jason for sure, for sure. Sun, $5 super chat. Can we start a campaign to hire Schumann, OC for Georgia Tech, from Georgia Tech, or Bobo from Georgia? I don't know about Bobo. Seriously. Yeah. Georgia fans want Bobo gone. Thoughts, Jance? That's for you, Jance. Thank you, Sun. $5 super chat, my man Ty. Everybody, go ahead, Coach Jay.
I would like to have Glenn Schumann back. To be honest with you, I mean, to be honest with you, if the Texans continue to lose, I would like to get DeMeco Ryans and hire him. He's not going to take the DC job, but that's just assuming if we go south with Caleb DeBoer. I would like to have DeMeco Ryans. People, again, Bobby Babich. Kalen DeBoer has a great relationship with Bobby Babich for the Buffalo Bills. I would love to have him potentially as a defensive coordinator candidate. I know he would take the job, and Percy could develop. I would like to see that happening. But quite frankly, like I said, I don't think Kane Womack is the biggest issue with this team. I think it is offensive play calling. I think it is
definitely.
It is our coordinator position. I can see the improvements with Womack. Again, do I completely agree with everything he's doing? No. Again, Sheridan is he's got to go. He's got to get demoted. You got to get him back down to being a tight ends coach, or you want to get rid of him permanently. But we got to get better there. I will keep saying that if we can't find a solution, offensive coordinator for next season, then Kalen DeBoer needs to step up and call plays. He did it during that last quarter against Oklahoma. This is his offense that he wants to be run. Run your offense, or find somebody else that can bring their sort of offensive philosophy and fits there with this. But we got to get it settled down. We got to get it settled down because this is the 4th year now where we don't have a consistent offense that we can rely upon for 2 or 3 years. It's just one year after another of different offensive terminology, philosophies, and it's just not good continuity with the players or good chemistry with the players and the coaching and the coaching staff there. So we got to figure it out. But no, defense I would say is the least worries that I think we have right now. Offensively we got to get that fixed, and we'll see what happens. Again, Keelan Russell's going to be coming in. You got a quarterback that at least was around it in Austin Mack. So we'll kind of see what happens there. And then you got the transfer portal, right? What's going to happen in December? This is going to be the last year, man, where people are going to go absolutely wild and crazy when it comes to spending hundreds of millions. We'll see what happens there. So, we'll see.
Can we talk
it is
a little bit?
Go ahead, Coach Al. Go ahead.
Well, Jay touched on something here because this is very real. Look, I was texting you guys tonight. If I'm the board, I'm talking to these guys. I would look them straight across the table and say, look, man, look at the guys who transferred out at the beginning of the year and the success of their team versus the success of our team. And this is the first year we're trying to put this together. If you stay, you're going to contribute to the success of this team. The guys who left, look what happened with the success of their team. All of them, everywhere you look across the board. The only guy that might have some success at a team level is Bond. And the Martin Knight Black's not even getting any snaps. But everybody else across the board, they can't say their season is any better than our season right now. And all of those guys left. Just think if they had stayed and bought in. We would have had much more experience going into game 1. We'd have had much more chemistry on the team. All of that. Okay. So now he got to have that conversation with these guys, like starting tomorrow, maybe starting tonight, because we just played the last game of the regular season, and we don't know if we're going to the Citrus Bowl to play Illinois. You know, uh, they probably gonna keep us out. Okay, but now the portal opens up December 3rd, I think it is. And signing day is December 5th. It's created crucial for the program in the next couple of weeks as to what happens with the chemistry of the team. You know, but it looks like, I don't know, maybe we're gonna have some turnover, man. Because you know, let's that conversation that we just put out there, you know, if guys can really think about that and get out of their emotions and then get the other people out of their heads, telling them stuff, rat poison. Maybe some guys will stay, man, but you know, I mean, this team could be totally different again next year. You know, and we got to go to South Carolina, we got to go to Missouri, we got to go to Georgia, we got to go to Auburn. All those games are on the road, man.
And you hear what just Coach Al just said? I just told Jason, I just told my homegirl Ebony about Georgia's schedule. I can take Oklahoma. Georgia was at, like I said, at Bama, at Texas, at Ole Miss, at Kentucky, Clemson, Georgia Tech, all these games, right? Listen, this is Penn State, West Virginia, Bowling Green, Kentucky, Illinois, UCLA, and USC, who both suck. Wisconsin, who is decent, we beat them. Ohio State. That's I see. I see a ranked team. Illinois is in the top 25 now, I believe. Washington, Purdue, Minnesota, and Maryland, who all suck. How can you compare that schedule and say a team need to be in the playoff? Right? Let's think. Jason said Notre Dame is the most complete team. Okay, they beat Texas A&M the first game of the season. Right? Then they lost to Northern Illinois. Right? Then they got Purdue, Miami of Ohio, Louisville, Stanford, Georgia Tech, Navy, Florida State, Virginia, Army, and USC. All I'm saying is if you play those schedules and you go 11-1, you really mad at Georgia or Bama or whoever when they go 9-3 and you got to go at Bama, at Texas, at Ole Miss, at Kentucky, Tennessee at home, Clemson, you open up with them, and then you close with Georgia Tech. That's every other week. How can you not lose one of those games? Oh, is that B Shaw? My bad, B Shaw. How long you been back there, Brinsky? I was just talking.
I literally just got back here. I probably been
okay.
Back there
Good
like
stuff. What's up, B Shaw? How you doing? My point is this, B Shaw. All schedules and damn sure all conferences ain't created equal. When you Ohio State, let me just get Evan. When you Ohio State, you the big dog in the Big Ten. I don't care if Michigan win or not. Ohio State's the big dog, right? You ain't challenged but one time a year. You ain't got to go on the road to Bama. You ain't got to play at Texas. You ain't got to play at Ole Miss at night when they hype to play you.
At Georgia.
Those are
at Tennessee.
Right. Those are games where you are putting your perfect record on the line. Hell, look at Illinois. They played one team at 11 o'clock in the damn morning, right? And they lost. Bro, that team, Bama would have beat them. Georgia would have beat them. LSU probably would have beat that team. It's about 5 teams that would have beat that team in the SEC. So my point to people is, if it's all about record, just like Coach Jay just got through saying, if it's about record, then every SEC team should play Last Chance U in out-of-conference competition. Don't be scheduling Wisconsin. Don't be scheduling Florida State. Don't be scheduling Ohio State. I need for you to schedule Teriyaki University and have a great record, because that's all that matters, right?
Blue Mountain State.
Right. Be sharp. Give me your thoughts on what you saw tonight.
Oh, man. The only thing that mattered to me in this game is getting the job done and not stressing over the game. And, oh, yeah, man, congratulations, man. 1K, man.
Man, thank you.
Congrats, Coach Sean.
Appreciate that, bro. That's you guys, man.
Subscribe button to my brother, man. My boy
yeah,
hit
man.
Over
That's
1K.
all the people, man. The people.
Let's run the thumbs up, y'all. Let's get them up.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. It was I loved everything about it for the most part. Like, I try not to overanalyze this game for the most part, but I did love the energy that Malachi came out with. He was just like, it was no tomorrow for him, which it wasn't, because this is literally his final game in Bryant Denny, and he played lights out. And I think the only thing that really truly pissed me off about this game was the I don't know, did they kick Devontae out? Because it was so loud. I was at a Iron Bowl party. Shout out to my cousin in them. So I just seen him on the sideline. I didn't know if he got kicked out or they were just trying to calm him down or what. But it looked like he got kicked out, Devontae Smith. And I was like, bro, the refs are just stupid, man, because they clearly,
man.
the man is, if you look at the replay, the ref is literally watching this man drag him out of bounds, push him
Bring me
down,
out of bounds.
and you expect him to just get up and just act like, oh, nothing happened. I'm like, man,
He
that
was
whole
bulldogging. He was bulldogging.
yeah, man. I'm like, man, that whole like, man, you got to be disciplined. Like, man, you a man at the end of the day, man. Like, y'all ain't gonna do nothing. Y'all ain't gonna throw a flag. I would have been okay with it if they just would have threw a flag on both sides and be offsetting penalties and let's get back to playing football because they know how heated this rivalry is. And Quay Russaw was playing like he was attacking, man. I could tell he's gonna be the next one up next season, man. You can just see it just get a little bit more developed. Good to see Keon Keeley at the end of the game. I didn't like how we like finished the game because we just kept giving up all them little chunk yards. Like, man, let's just go and tackle them so we can end this game and keep it going. Jalen, no, I forgot something else I didn't like. The turnovers was just egregious to me. I was just like, Jalen, hold on to the ball, please. Except that one when Caden just got demolished on that one play, and he blindsided him. That wasn't on him. That was on Caden. Overall, it was good, and I thank God they was running the ball with the running backs.
Facts.
With the running backs. That's all, like you see what you can do when you get those guys carried. Everything else opens up if you give the ball to them. It's just that simple. I don't know why.
Thing. It's a patience thing.
Yeah, man. So I don't know what Sheridan they're gonna do with Sheridan. I prefer that they don't have him as the offensive coordinator no more, unless clearly it's gonna be Mac or Ty Simpson next year gonna be the starter. So you can actually run whatever y'all was trying to run at Washington. So only time will tell, but I'm just glad we got 5 straight so we get to do this to them. Yeah, beware the thumb. I love that.
Yes, sir, Brinsky. That's a whole fact, man. Shout out to Goose, man, for the $5 super chat. Goose, thank you, man. It's you guys to help me out, man. I appreciate all of you, bro. Thank you, Goose. I appreciate you, man. So, Brinsky, before we get on this last one, let me say this. Brinsky brought up a good topic, man. Next year, Quay Russaw, Keon Keeley, Noah Carter, and Yanze Pierre. See, these linebackers can bend. They can tackle. They can play in pass, short pass, intermediate pass coverage. We ain't asking them to go deep third or nothing, but we know they can play the intermediate pass defense, right? You know, these guys are what the type of linebackers I think they like. You know, these guys that can play secondary and being rush the passer and physical enough to still play the run. So I think these are the next wave of kids, man. Russaw, Keon Keeley. Keon, I know he put his hand in the dirt. I know he's not dropping in no coverage for real. But Noah and Yanze Pierre, those 3 guys, Quay Russaw, Noah, and Yanze Pierre, man. Watch out for those guys as far as your edge rushers and guys that play all over the field. Really excited about those kids coming in, man. So yeah, man, really just to wrap up this, man. Hold on, let me see what Ebony say. Stay is thank you to number 2 downs, that Bama boy. Every stop I was like, roll tide. Hey, facts. And all I'm saying is this, Ebony. And, all I'm saying is this. Appreciate you, Jason, man. This is why the SEC do play Kent State, because we've already played 4 ranked teams, while most teams in other conferences may have played 1. Right? You got a ranked team almost every week in this conference, man. Right? Every fan I've talked to from Oklahoma, practically Texas, is like that's the biggest difference they see. You can't breathe in this conference, man. Right? You don't get no week off here. If you do, you're gonna have a couple of losses, bro. Every conference has weeks off. If you think you get a week off here, go to Kentucky thinking you got your easy win on a Saturday night.
Right.
Go to you may get a Mississippi State week off this year, right? But go to Vanderbilt 9 days thinking you're gonna get you an easy win. You're gonna mess around and lose, bro. You're gonna come back home with a loss. And that's the difference in the conferences. That's why we play these cupcake teams, because most conferences have cupcakes. I mean, hell, it's a month before you play a meaningful game. It's a month before you even played in prime time. Nobody even seen you play for real because you don't play nobody. Think about that for a minute. That's all I'm saying. Coach Al, give me your final thoughts on this season, bro, and summarize 12 games.
Yeah, hats off to Justin Jefferson. He had the green dot tonight. And if he's not getting the calls and relaying the calls, our defense don't execute the way they do. They just let, Jihad Campbell do his thing. They didn't put the green dot on him. Yeah, so to sum it up, Coach, the first year with a new coach, first year winning 9 games in a season, that's the first time since Wallace Wade. For the university perspective, that's historical. It's just the fact that he's following Saban, which makes it not so significant, okay? But in the historical context, that's significant. In the SEC, playing that schedule, and you still got a chance to get in the playoffs, okay? Still, very slim chance. You still got a chance, and not to mention how many guys you had leave going to the portal. You had to re-recruit your team, okay? And you had to try to establish an identity. That's a big deal. We never really did that this year on the opposite side of the football. We never really established an identity. So to me, what Coach did, pull the team together to recruit the way he did, the recruiting class coming in, we can keep them. I think, stock up, man. Stock up. Roll Tide 100%. I'm not going to take away anything bad other than the fact of the matter that, the standard is so high. But as it relates to what we got, I'm loving it. I'm absolutely loving everything we got. And we're going to get it right. So that's all I got to say, Coach. I'm not to mention I got a chance to hang out with y'all, man, during the whole season. This has been great, man, because the fans don't know that we talk a lot on the side. We support each other in, all endeavors in life. You know what I mean? I'm going to always say, stay free. The negative free zone. Stay free.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Piano Man, give me your thoughts on this season, man. Summarize that regular season.
As I said earlier, it was an up and down season, but the 9-3, it went as well as expected. And hats off to our coaching staff, because given the circumstances of how everything went for our season, we did well. We did better than what everybody thought. We had 30 players that left. We had a coach that left. We brought in a brand new staff, and you had to work expeditiously to get things done. So I think we did well. Looking to the future, well, let's not go there yet, but we have a bowl game, I know, and then there's still possibility of going to the playoffs. But whether we go to the playoffs or, as I said earlier, go to a bowl game, we're going to be okay. And then the other thing is that Coach Al said something earlier. Everybody, Coach, you too, Coach Sean, everybody needs to know their place. We got to get a bona fide OC in and make sure that Coach Sheridan goes back to tight end, because I think that was the difference maker. And what worked this year won't work next year. So I think we're going to be okay. We just got to get the right people in the right places, and then embrace those guys that are red shirts who will become starters and have more of an active role. And I think the Tide is going to roll. And then the last thing is this right here. I'm anxious to see who's going to stay and who's going to leave.
That's right.
That's going to answer a lot of questions.
That's
Thanks,
right.
Piano Man. I love it, bro. Brinsky, summarize what you've seen this season, man.
The highs are the highs and the lows are the lows.
Facts,
But man, I I think me just growing up in the state of Alabama and witnessing Alabama in like all forms. I seen them when they was bad. So when folks see us
That's right.
lose, like I was a little embarrassed by the Vanderbilt loss, but just losing 3 games in the season, I'm like, it was some folks ready to jump off cliffs. I'm like, man, this is nothing. Like, this is nothing. I witnessed Alabama lose to Auburn 6 straight years. This is nothing. We have a new head coach. This is his first year. Like, everybody talking about fire him and let him go. I'm like, man, y'all probably just. I'm just gonna be honest, man. A lot of these guys just became fans when we was winning. Some folks just like to just be on the side of winning. Like, I seen. So the day Nick Saban was hired to the day he retired was some of the most fun I have ever experienced watching sports in my life. So knowing, because I went through all those years of seeing all those bad times and to get to experience all that winning, I'm like, man, y'all better cheer up. You can go be on Auburn side if you feel this way. I'm like, man, just get a man time. We got a bunch of big time recruits coming in. Definitely pay attention to Dejon Lee. We got Keelan Russell coming down the pipeline. It's gonna be more big time recruits. One guy I'm just praying to God that we get, and he's out of Mobile. Everybody should look him up. Anthony Tank Johnson. Not Johnson, Jones.
Yeah. That outside linebacker. Yeah, that boy a monster. Yeah.
He
St. Paul.
I pray to God he comes to Alabama. So, man, everybody just relax, man. It's not the end of the world. We lose a game. Now, I know the Oklahoma loss was pretty bad, but I've seen worse. This is nothing. It's almost like preschool level. So just I'm just ready for next year. Well, not yet, because we got early national signing day next week. So everybody just relax, enjoy the season. We got 5 straight. So just throw this up in every Auburn fan face. Anytime they got something negative to say to you, just 5 straight. Them clowns. F Auburn, F them trees, F everything.
Facts. Coach Jay, I say this last comment because I know you got the best handle on the NFL. Give me a quick summarization of the season, and then take this. He asked me, what do I think about this? I personally believe, and if you guys want to chime on this, you can real quickly. I personally believe, Andrew, sooner or later, it's just going to be the SEC and the Big Ten. I believe at some point the ACC going to have to get in where they damn fit in. You know, they're going to make a decision, because the Pac-12 out there with 2 dadgum schools, I think, right? You got Stanford in Palo Alto, California, coming all the way to the damn ACC to play a football game. They coming all the way to South Carolina to play Wake Forest or whatever it is, North Carolina, wherever the hell Wake Forest is. Like, you got people coming from a West Coast trip going 2,000 miles to Columbus, Ohio. Some point, this stuff is going to change, and it's going to be 2 conferences, right? So I guess they'll still be able to do it. But Coach Jay, give me your thoughts on what he said, as in your summarization of this season.
It was an up and down season, man, but it could be far worse. It could be far worse, man. 9-3. Who would have thought we would have lost to Vanderbilt and a much depleted Oklahoma team, team with virtually no passing game, lost 6 receivers, and we would still lose to that same team and losing 4 offensive line. Who would have known that both of our losses and our you would have thought we would have lost to like ranked opponents. Dude, we lost to Vanderbilt and a depleted Oklahoma team. Something I never thought would happen, but it happened, and like Bernsky was saying, if you weren't there to experience, like I said, I didn't catch Bama football until 2005. So that's when I only really experienced one bad season. That was 2006. 2006 was terrible. That was like, oh crap. Well, I got my Bills, which were on a losing streak, and then I got to experience 2 losing streaks. And then 07 wasn't that bad. I mean, literally every loss we had was like by one score. Literally every loss we had, I think that year was by one score. So it wasn't that bad. You knew that the team was going in the right direction with Saban. But yeah, I mean, 9-3, first year head coach. I always kind of keep saying this. Imagine if Caleb Downs would have been here. Imagine if Trey Amos would have been here playing on one of the outside guys. We lost a lot of players. I mean, we lost a lot of players to the NFL draft. I think that's one thing that we don't really take into consideration is that with Saban, we lose like 9 or 10 players every single year in the NFL draft. So you take that into consideration. Plus now the amount of players that are out the portal, that's 22, 23 players that are gone. And I'm saying that's bare minimum because I forgot the real number of the portal, but I know it was well over 12, well over that. Like we lost a lot. So to lose that amount of players and players that were supposed to step up, again, Malik Bunton, you lose right. Like you lost a lot of guys that would have been easily starters on this team. And so, we got to take that into consideration. This coaching staff, you lost Ryan Grubb before the spring game. Like you lost him in March. Ryan Grubb was supposed to be the offensive coordinator. Get his offense.
O-line coach.
Yep. You lose the offensive line coach. He was the run game coordinator.
Exactly.
So you lose the offensive line coach, you lose your run game coordinator, and then again, he's not really calling DeBoer's offense, he's calling his own offense, but DeBoer wanted to instill his own offense because Ryan Grubb knows it as well. But at Washington that final year, it was Ryan Grubb's offense. So we were supposed to do Kalen DeBoer. Like Ryan Grubb knows in the back of his head, he was just going to instill his own principles. But that DeBoer offense, it wasn't ready. Kalen DeBoer, he said it himself that the offense that I want to instill, we don't have time. We don't have enough time for that to be prepared. That's why losing Ryan Grubb was crucial for this team. Because Ryan Grubb was going to instill his own offense. I know I'm all over the place, but Ryan Grubb was going to instill his own offense into here.
Yeah.
Honestly, it would have been much easier for the run game.
Yep.
It would have made it much easier for Jalen Miro to be included.
Yep.
It would have been a much easier transition compared to Sheridan now being the offensive coordinator. Because now mid-season or mid-off season, when you're, at this point, Ryan Grubb's playbook, you're trying to learn it. Now it's two different offensive philosophies that you have to learn before training camp.
That's right, Coach.
You know what I'm saying? So we dealt with a lot. We really dealt with a lot during the offseason, loss of players, a loss of coaches, relationships were shattered. Then you had to try to recruit your own class, which Courtney Morgan and the staff has done a really, really good job. But I don't think a lot of people truly realize how big of it, like a lot of programs won't survive. Ask Jason the transition from Lincoln Riley to Brent Venables. Brent Venables was never a bad coach. He was never a bad coach. But look at the transition Lincoln Riley from Lincoln Riley to Brent Venables and how they're still trying to recover from that. They've had their flashes, but it's not easy trying to rebuild the pro, especially if you're not prepared for it. We weren't prepared for Saban leaving. Now we had a guy in mind that we wanted, but in the reality of the situation is we weren't prepared for the Saban loss, right? Ohio State, they could make that transition from Urban Meyer to Ryan Day because you're keeping somebody within the program. You're keeping somebody within the program that the players respect, the recruits respect, the boosters respect. Everybody respects Ryan Day, and plus Ryan Day kept the entire staff that Urban Meyer brought a whole bunch of brand new people to Jacksonville. He mainly kept the staff that Urban Meyer kept in place when Ryan Day was there. Just like how Bob Stoops left, he didn't take anybody with him when he retired, right? Everybody else stayed with Lincoln Riley. Right. So it's not easy. It's not really easy, to make this transition from January to now. It's just not easy to transition. So obviously we got to have more, obviously there has to be some leniency, even if Bama fans are not, they want Kalen DeBoer gone. We got to have some sort of leniency with DeBoer. We went 9-3. Depending on what happens the next couple weeks, we could be in the playoffs or playing Illinois in the Super Bowl. Whatever the case is, we just the one thing that I think we can definitely, the one thing that we definitely have to do is just got to be more appreciative. We got to be more appreciative of coaches like DeBoer, because Kalen DeBoer didn't have to take the job. He could have stayed at Washington and kept his players and kept and kept the recruits, and they could have went to the Big Ten and they would have won 9 or 10 games themselves this year.
That's right.
Biggest issue for Washington this year wasn't the players, it was coaching. Kalen DeBoer, you're telling me Kalen DeBoer with that staff, especially Ryan Grubb, no, like he could have won 9 or 10 games at Washington, but instead he decided to take the challenge when nobody else wanted to take the job. Nobody else wanted it but DeBoer. So we got to give him an opportunity, got to give him a chance. Let's see what he does in year 2. We're gonna finish this recruiting class strong, but the transfer portal, once that thing opens up, let's see what players that we can grab from the portal that fits the DeBoer system. Like your recruits are going to be coming in; they're going to be fitting the DeBoer system. Let's give him an opportunity, a chance in year 2 and year 3 before we can actually jump the ship and say we want this guy gone.
Coach Sean, let me add a little context right quick.
Okay, go ahead.
Have you guys ever heard of this guy named Bear Bryant?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. In Bear Bryant's 11th season, I remember he went 8-3. He lost to Ole Miss for the first time since 1910. Yeah, lost to Missouri in the Gator Bowl, 35. I think it was 35-10. They finished the season 8-3. This is Bear Bryant we're talking about. His statue and Nick Saban right there, they won more national championships than anybody. I think the helmet says 18. Okay. This guy comes in his first year with all of that turmoil, wins 9 games with this schedule, with new coaches, and he brings in Coach Cap, who had to learn the offense. After Brian Grubb left, he had to recruit his own offensive lineman and learn the scheme. Okay, we couldn't even establish an identity or maybe even a chemistry with the best 5 guys. I mean, to me, man, the offensive line is the engine to make the car go.
That's a fact. That's a whole fact.
So for them to overcome that and coach around that and get even for the defense coach, the guys who were playing our 5 techniques, we constantly kept losing contain because of the athletic. We had Tim Smith playing a 5 technique.
Of course, exactly.
So he gonna lose contain, man. An athletic quarterback gonna run outside of this guy. We had Jamel Latham standing up in the C gap.
Jaheim Otis entered the transfer portal. Why do you think he entered the transfer portal?
I mean, they playing him. I'm like, come on, man. So we got to get the personnel to match the scheme if we're going to run it. Okay. Yeah. Jeremiah Beeman was hurt. He didn't come in until later. He didn't even get on the field this year, man. And he's a stud. Okay. Yeah. So, but I'm older than all of y'all. And I just remember before Saban got here, I remember the Mike Dumbo's years because I grew up in Tuscaloosa watching Bear Bryant. Okay. All of that stuff. When we lost to Missouri in the opening game, Tony Galbraith ran all over us, beat us 20-6 at Legion Field. I remember when USC came to Legion Field and beat Bama down, and that actually generated integration on the team.
Sam the Bam
from Birmingham. Yeah. Okay, I mean Clarence Davis, I think, the running back, but Sam Bam 6 touchdowns over the top against Bear Bryant. The next year, we got this guy out of Mobile who was in junior college in Arizona, and John McKay mentioned him to Bear Bryant. John Mitchell, who became the first black team captain at Alabama. But I remember a lot of those guys, Coach, when they came to Alabama, they would come over to our neighborhood, play basketball in my backyard because they identified with us because there was such a small minority of them on campus transition program. I remember all of this, so everybody needs to take a break. Take a deep breath. Okay, we got a great team. Stocks up. The sky ain't falling. We're going to be all right. I still hate lost to Oklahoma, but
let me get these last super chats from Goose. Shout out to Goose, man, with several super chats, man. $5 super chats. Shout out to Malachi Moore, 13. 5 Iron Bowl wins. If they ain't wearing crimson, shout out to Malachi for real, Goose. I agree with you on that, man. Malachi, I've always loved that kid, and he played his all tonight, man. Goose, again, thanks for the show, coaches. You dropped another dime, $5 super chat for my man Goose. Much love, Goose, man. Always appreciate it. And finally, Goose says, don't forget B-ball tonight versus Oregon, fan. Basketball tonight. Everybody tapping with the basketball teams. Show some love to them, man. Basketball is gonna be a big thing here at Alabama. We will be the men in football and basketball. We're gonna be multi-sport cultural over here. Thank you, Goose. Much appreciated as always, man. And finally, guys, we've been on about 2 hours, man. Let everybody know where they can find you at, man. Coach Al, starting with you. Let everybody in the chat, and please, everybody, if you get a chance, like and subscribe to these guys' channels, along with my brother Coach Carl and my brother Ty Hayes. These guys are absolutely awesome. You know what I'm saying? Really, really, really good content, man. All these guys are very, 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 very knowledgeable in what they do. I learn from them every day. I think that's the fun in it for me. The fun in it for me ain't beating you down. The fun is I like-minded individuals to where I can learn things from. That's my homeboy Nipsey Hussle. That's one of my favorite artists. Nipsey, very smart young brother, understood, grew up in the same area that my mama sister lived, Crenshaw District, you know what I mean, 8th Avenue, 63rd between Florence and Slauson and on the West Coast,
Well,
South Central LA. He say, I ain't the smartest one in my crew. If I'm the smartest one in my crew, how in the hell I'm supposed to get better? How you supposed to get better when you're the smartest one in your crew? No, you want people around you to help you be better. You have some knives and some tools, but it's better to be with people that have knives and tools too. So that's how you better yourself, man. We about that over here, bro. We don't care about all that other ridiculousness, foolishness. You know what I'm saying? So, Coach Al, let everybody know where they can find you, brother.
yeah, easy to find on X, on Twitter, AlSand79. Hit me up. Al Sanders on Instagram. Love to hear from you.
Please.
Yeah.
Piano Man.
You can find me at X at Music and Sports Guy, and you can also find me on YouTube at Piano Man 61. And
Yes, sir.
we are about to get kicked off. And thank you to Coach Sean for helping me, and Coach Al, all of you all for just chiming.
Yes, sir. Always Piano Man. Appreciate you and Coach Al. My brother Brinsky Shaw.
Oh yeah, man. As always, I'm Brinsky Sharp of the Sharpshooters Podcast. Y'all catch me on YouTube at the Sharpshooters Podcast. As always, it's in the link. 2 subs away from 600. So
Right.
So if 2 of y'all not subscribed, just go on over there so we hit the 600
Yes,
mark. Appreciate you, Coach Sean. Congratulations to you hitting 1K. And also, oh yeah, and y'all can find me at Twitter /S at B_sharp5. No, B_sharp on X and Twitter. And shout out to the guys out here, Coach Al, Piano Man,
yes,
Jans, great people. That's why I say I learn more and more just certain things about football. I learned from these men and appreciate that. I feel like they're great mentors too. So shout out to everybody. Miss Janet, Kimberly, Miss Williams, all y'all people in the chat. Appreciate all y'all.
Yes, sir. Coach Jans, before you go, let me grab this really quickly. Much love to Janet, man. Janet always been around. Janet been rocking with us, man, since we was on Kyle's channel, man, doing this thing. Janet with the $20 super chat says, "Roll Tide for life." So thankful for the win today against them tree huggers, and grateful for Coach Sean, Coach Al, Brinsky, Coach Jay. Much love to Ty and Coach Carl as well, man. Janet, we love you, sis. We appreciate you, man. You guys, you've been with us from the jump. You know what I mean? Much love to Janet. $20 super chat, man. You a pillar here. If I don't see you in the chat along with others, I know something ain't right, man. Appreciate you, Janet, man. Much love to you. Go ahead, Coach Jay.
Yeah, shout out to Janet. Shout out to the rest of the people in the chat. Shout out to Ebony Carter for being a good sport.
Yeah, Ebony the home girl.
Yeah, she actually was a good sport, man. She came in there and did something that you can't find any other Ohio State fan do, and that's take accountability. You know, and Ebony wasn't talking the crap like the other Ohio State fans that came and trolled my channel. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I didn't block any Ohio State fans that kept trolling my channel, or that kept trolling Coach Sean's channel or Ty's channel.
Exactly.
We didn't block any of you guys. We didn't block any of you guys at all. And yet you can't find one of them on this planet. They are gone. they have disappeared back into the wards until Ohio State makes it to the playoffs. And that's where they're going to start tripping and talking crap about everybody else. It's amazing. You can't find them anywhere on X where they have those spaces. You can't find them nowhere. So Michigan, good job by you. Go Blue. Hell, Michigan for actually the worst Michigan team we've seen in years. We're still able to beat a $20 million roster. That's just absolutely insane. Absolutely insane to me that a $20 million roster has lost to the worst team that Michigan has ever had, that's had in this 21st century. And they've had some very, very bad football teams. But that just goes to show you, man, that sometimes you can have all the talent in the world, but if you don't have the coaching in check, you're not going to win. And the funny part is they still may bring back Ryan Day, because if they go ahead and win a couple playoff games but still don't win a national championship, I don't think they're going to fire him. I think they'll still keep him around. So we'll see what happens, man. But yeah, Ohio State, yeah, fans, if you guys are around, I wish you nothing but the best. But hopefully you learn your lesson. Don't talk crap about my football team. Don't talk crap about the University of Alabama when you still haven't won a national championship in over 10 years.
Coach Jay, what's crazy really quickly is I did not realize, damn, that was 2014. So that means the freshman that means Noah was 8 years old. Ebony, the last time Ohio State won. Good Lord, that's a long time ago. You know what I'm saying? Much love, man. Coach Jay, hey, he right on. That's why, look, and Ebony, we pick with her on here. We pick with her, but it's all love, man. We love on her just as much as we pick with her. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. It's all about fun, ain't it?
Yeah, man.
We don't be fun, man. Never love here, man.
That's
NFC,
it, man.
NFC, man. NFC.
That's
NFC, the negative free zone, baby.
That's it, man. Cause we got a bone to pick with Ebony. I know I personally, me and Coach Allen, Coach and Piano Man do. Yep. We got a bone to pick because the last time we played them deadgum bungles, it was a snowstorm. Yep. So much to where I couldn't even see my TV, bro. Yep. So we got a bone to pick with them Browns. You know what I'm saying? Them brownies. We coming, Ebony. It's okay. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my brother, Coach Carl. Y'all make sure you tap in with On the Block Sports with Coach Carl as well. Coach Carl is coming from the game right now, and he couldn't be with us. He was actually at the game. Tap in with Coach Carl if you get a chance. Really, really, really good videos on there. Some up close and personal Coach Saban videos. Really tap in with Coach Carl, and you already know, tap in with my brother Ty. You know what I'm saying? Always over there around the table. Always doing big things, man. Yep. Shout out to them boys at the Bama Standard too. Tapped in with Justin. Shout out to them dudes over there at Bama Standard, man. They doing big things as always. Much love to everybody on this panel, man. You can find me at JMHO Sports Talk. JMHO, just my humble opinion, on YouTube and Twitter. Much love to Coach Al. Much love to my broski Piano Man, my broski Coach Al, my broski Brinsky, and my broski Coach Jay, my broski Ty Hayes, and my broski Coach Carl. Much love to them all. Shout out to John over there at Bama Standard too as well, man. My brother John always doing big things. Tap in with Title Tile. All those guys doing big things for the University of Alabama, man. We here. 9-3. I think I picked last year. I think I said worst case scenario 10-2. Best case undefeated. So we right in the same ballpark, man. It's about how we expected. 2-3 losses. Okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? Ebony says Ohio, the birthplace of football. Yes, Canton, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, right? Am I right? Man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yeah, we gonna be good, Corey P. We good. We gonna be just fine, man. Whether we go to a bowl game or whether we go to the playoffs, Bama's here. Let Coach get his players in there, get his style. We'll be back. We'll be back, man. You know what I'm saying? Much love to everybody, man. I guess next week we're gonna find out. Well, I guess we'll find out here within the next. When is the SEC championship? Next weekend? Is it next weekend? I think it's next weekend. So I'll probably do a post game after the SEC championship just so we can talk about who won, what's gonna happen. You know, so we're here in the next weekend or so. We should find out what the hell's going on. Tuesday is gonna be very interesting. Tuesday night to see where we're ranked. I'm gonna jump up and click my heels. We're like number 10 or something like that. That's gonna really set the tone for the future. And you already know, man. Much love to little young Noah Carter too, man. Ebony's son. That kid got a bright future. You know, hey, I told Ebony, you know, Tell him don't be discouraged, man. The red shirts are very, very difficult. They hard because you want to play. But ask Marlon Humphrey about the red shirts. Ask Jameson Winston, James about the red shirts. All these kids with red shirts end up being first rounders.
That's
You know what
right.
I'm saying? Get your body right. Take that year to get you mentally. You gonna see it different than another incoming freshman will, right? So, like I said, Noah Carter, Quay Rousseau, and Yonze Pierre. Them three. You watch. Those will be the leaders of this football team. You mark my words, man.
Dogs.
Yes, sir.
Dogs.
Dogs. It's coming.
Dogs.
Much love. Coach Carr say, let's do some basketball too. I might leave that to y'all, Coach Carl. I'll come on. I'll open the panel up and now Brinsky, bro. I get that boy Brinsky on there, and I talk about the little bit I do know. But I had to let y'all talk that basketball, bro. You know what I mean? Um, yeah, man. Roll tide to everybody, man, and we'll tap in with you guys next week. Thank you to all my panelists tapping in, all my brothers, and until then, man, introducing my friend at the very end, the SWD, the spinning wheel of doom. Roll tide to everybody and F them trees, just like Brinsky said.